Yay.
Yeah. Talk is cheap.
Talk is so cheap,
It's
you know.
the cheapest. I'd rather
know.
be cheaping than anything else, that's for sure.
I realized something today
What's that?
was that expensive cheap makes me weak.
Of course it does. When you're forking out and it's expensive cheap, it does make you.
Yeah, because there's no reason to solve anything then. There's no reason to like work through anything.
Take a page from the church of the subgenius and learn from the experience.
Yes. And I do. I need to make space.
Yep.
I simply just need to make space for myself. I just need to
sometimes you don't
become
need
more.
to
I need to be
solve
more.
everything. That you just got to be more yourself, but
That's
not
it.
solve everything. I mean, other people's problems
actually, and solving
are
other
their
stuff
problems.
is not even relevant.
It's your problems which are the most important, and the ones truly worth solving. That's what I believe. If we're going to make believe anything, that's what I make believe. Nothing is impossible. There was a speech that went along like that, those sort of lines.
Was it?
Today is the day. Just do it. Huh? Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Charging motherfuckers. Wow. Yeah. Look,
we've got the angelic background tonight. It's AI. It's AI. Church of the Subgenius renderings in Technicolor yellow.
Oh, is it? Nice. Yeah. Look,
I know because it's just the shit going on at the moment. Our reception's not very good, so I've sort of gone black and white. You're fully
I need to
glitching out, but it's okay.
Excellent.
Because it's cheap.
Excellent.
It's cheap, and we got to do it cheap.
Is our audio okay?
Audio sounds okay. I'm talking to you. You're talking to me. I don't know what it's like online. I'm not going to bother monitoring tonight. I couldn't be bothered.
No monitor. Excellent. Then I won't either. I'll just look at myself.
Yeah.
I can't even see you.
Don't care. It's cheap. Cheap as audio only.
Yeah. We're audio only. Excellent.
But the figures are there. We'll blame the big outage because apparently yesterday.
At least?
Oh, I can see myself, which is good.
Okay, yeah. I'll see
and
myself.
I've got my avatar on my
screen. If I come off camera, I need to know that. I was just thinking maybe I shouldn't even see myself. But that seemed a little...
Sort of see you from my end, but you're very blurry. I don't know whether it was that Telstra outage yesterday where they lost the 000 for...
Well, you couldn't die for a while.
Couldn't dial 000. It was just going to nothing.
Dial 000.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, emergency. Who gives a fuck? 90 minutes. You have to wait
No
until the
emergencies
service
to be
comes
had.
back up after 90 minutes. Apparently someone died. Ringing for ambulance and never turned up. 90 minutes later, dead.
Really? That's kind of effective.
Mm.
Makes you resilient. Similar to like capsicum and eggs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Get them down. Get them down, yeah.
Get them down. That's it.
So I got a new sponsor tonight, Mr. Finch.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Finch.
Mr. Finch.
Hmm.
It's got like a some sort of
Abercrombie and Finch.
well, not that exclusive, but you know, we try. We do try.
Try.
Yeah. It's got a like a lamb with these big horns coming out of it, with apples and crows and pardon me, growing off it. It's quite good. I don't mind it. It's a 4.5, a 1.3 standard drink. It's the sponsor of choice tonight, which I sponsored myself because, you know, ultimately, being so cheap, they'd never send me any fucking free apple ciders, that's for sure. Cheap is good. Had a little a tryst, we might call it. It wasn't quite a dances with knives, but
You had a tryst.
a little tryst. Had a
I mean,
a young hooligan from the Logan district Logan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This isn't. Yeah, okay.
Just fetching some food for the youngling, and noticed this young fella standing in the middle of the roundabout, hissing at cars and
hissing.
well,
Nice.
I don't know. He kept whacking his little stick. He had this little like a seat.
Oh, they had a little stick, did he?
Stick thing that he was wielding, walking around with like half a window pane or something he'd made in woodwork shop, whacking the ground with it, swinging around and making people uncomfortable.
Did you just?
He came
is that how
over
far
and
you went with it?
He was giving me a little bit of a challenge. He wanted to try the Pepsi challenge with me. So
no,
you know, I
really?
was like, well, you know, he's talking about you know, pulling a knife out and stabbing and stuff.
Getting stabby.
Getting a bit stab worthy, you know. I thought, oh, that's so thoughtful of you. I said, have you heard of crucifixion? And he's like, he looks at me, these big ogle eyes, and he's like, yeah, I know what that is. And I went, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. As long as we've got an understanding. And then he started telling me not to vape. He was going, vaping's going to kill you. I'm like, well, got to die of something, haven't you? Everybody's got to die of something.
Silent.
Bit of silence.
And then sort of silence. Yeah.
Mm. And then he got back to the wanting to stab again. I'm like, oh.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He just didn't.
And so I showed him a pair of
pliers. Read the wrong way.
I normally carry a pair of pliers with me when I work. It's part of my work tools. I was there in my work uniform. I had my pair of head kickers on. When I work, you got to have your union issued head kickers because you know go into those spaces where something might fall on your foot. You got to have that steel cap in there. So I was almost doing a little dance because he was getting on my nerves, right? And I'm thinking, well, you know, being 56, I could get stabbed. That could be an outcome here. It's going to start stabbing. Should I apply the you know, the pinchy pliers to the situation? I was just sort of thinking it, and I was like looking at him, but he wasn't reaching into his pocket or anything. But he just kept whacking his little piece of wood that he had. Doosh, 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 and I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's a wood. But yeah, it was interesting. And then eventually he's like, when I called out my name because I, grab it, he's like, oh, that's a shit name. And I went, yeah, whatever. I went, yeah, whatever. Right. And they come out and he's like, oh, where's mine? And I just walked off, didn't even bother uttering anything.
No.
And just did the universal salute behind my back to him as I was walking off. He's going, where's mine? And I'm like, just kept giving him the universal salute behind my back.
I accidentally was referencing something else and giving the universal salute in my car for a brief moment today. And it was this poor bike rider and stuff. And I was like, oh, the fuck. That wasn't actually at them. I just thought I just gave them the fuck you.
And then when I drove past, like, you're still going off, and all these other people are all looking at him and going, oh, what the fuck's, and made him so cranky. And yeah, giving him the little salute as I've left in the car. See you later, son. Enjoy. Have a good life. Little one. Pardon me. Little ones. Angry, man. So angry. I was trying to put myself in his, position. Because, I used to be young, long time ago. Feels almost like a millennia at this stage. The way human years go past. Millennia has gone by. Oh, Si's disappeared.
No, I'm not sure. Oh, actually, I have disappeared. I've got to forget. I forget that my camera does not move around the room with me.
No. Sadly, we don't have our walking.
We need that
companions, walking camera companion, but
special friend.
Eventually, we'll make those little camera spiders.
It's the real thing. Come on. How easy?
Mate, all I need is 1,000 monkeys. I could do it. 1,000 monkeys and 1,000 Corona typewriters, and we've got it happening. Guarantee it.
Well, how many interfaces is it? Like, has it got 3 fingers? Is it 3 or 5?
Oh, it'd be 3-fingered. Yeah, it's going for the it's universal bowling. That's what we're talking about. How many fingers do you stick into a bowling ball?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is interesting. It's just the position, like, it just means, I think that the thing about 3 versus 5, right? The thing about 5 is you can lift any single one of them.
Yeah.
And the unit of it will stay stable. Where with 3, unless you were doing like some advanced things which didn't even require 3, so it just balance on 2 centered anyway, which is totally doable.
Yeah.
Then I think you'd have like because when you have 3, if you move 1, you kind of you fall towards it, like it's sort of like it's.
Well, that creates your momentum.
It creates a pivot. Oh, that momentum! There you go.
Falling momentum, ever falling. It's the reason why the gyroscopes work. Ever falling.
So it uses the 3 legs as like to implement like a dynamic sort of like a falling, like a drunken. You know what you do?
Drunken stumble.
You teach it like on drunken style and martial.
Drunken monkey stumble.
Drunken monkey, and she's like monkey. Show monkey videos, yeah. And then it just goes
bang.
And then you get it to battle. You get like the 3-legged thing to battle, so it learns its like dynamics, and then you run it through like an AI simulation for about 1,000 years, and then you just drop that shit knowledge into a three-legged thing, and away you go. And now I'm building
It's
the
off.
actuators and
It's off. It's
the
meat and
things
potatoes,
like
mate.
the universal joints, the
Mm.
universal joints that that the meat and potato, the
It's
three-legged.
meat and potato, three-legged meat and
It's,
potato on the run.
it is a three-legged meat on
It
the run.
is.
Three-legged meat and potato on the run.
It's
Clambering up.
every week at the moment is like a good meme week. I don't know. It's just there's such a plethora of the news going on through memes. It's wonderful. Got to say, like I'm very pleased. It has appeased me.
I for once am like I can feel that because you feed me memes, right? But
Mm,
at the moment, because I can't see, I'm just seeing, can only see myself.
yeah.
Then
There's a whole
and
series of images
I
in
can
the
feel a hole. I
self-genius
I can
AI
feel a hole in there, and like
creation
where I'm missing, like I'm lacking.
displaying.
I've
So
got the FOMO.
I'll try and
I
paint a
am missing
picture
out.
for you. Right now, I've got like a
No.
yeah.
It's
Are you
great
gonna
not
wait?
knowing.
You're gonna wait? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it in the edit
Yeah.
when I do that. When I get on a fucking lazy hour.
Do the
I must.
do the compression. Take
Tonight
out the
I
silences and
declare.
yeah.
Tonight I declare. I am switching to
You're
DaVinci
moving over
because I
to
feel that
DaVinci finally.
I think that
Oh,
I think that Final Cut is a dead platform.
it is. It's a well. It was good for what it did, but there's so many other things out there that are just
Yeah, it's moved. We
superior.
moved on.
Yeah,
Mm,
got to move
Time.
on.
Just yeah.
It's
I should
it's
delete it.
putting down the Office 97, taking up the AI Office 2024. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've used DaVinci before. I like it, but I haven't used it. But I never needed to use it, so then I've never used it.
No,
If you know what I mean.
I mean I'm a moron when it comes to fucking video editing, and even I can do it. So it's moron proof.
Oh no, I'm sure I'll
Yeah,
smash it.
yeah, it's definitely moron proof.
Oh, my throat isn't moron proof.
Isn't it? You need to
No,
get the mask happening again. How's
no,
that? You've been getting much space coat going on, and I'm like up here in QLD. We've been getting like max space coat the last couple of days again.
Oh, really?
I don't know what's going on. I mean, them giant heads, they are fucking coke heads. Them giant heads, aren't they? You know what I'm saying?
So I've seen.
They're
So
just
I've seen.
snorting it day in day, night time.
I don't see them here. I wonder.
Continuous space coat going on. I mean,
Just hoovering.
how
Well, it's
high
a
do we
nicer.
need
It's nicer
these
climate.
giant heads, mate? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. How high are we prepared to let these giant heads get on our watch?
How
How
high?
high?
I mean,
Mm.
well, I don't know. You know what? I will have to see because I don't.
I mean, I enjoy my
don't see them.
recreationals, all right, but I don't need to do it all the time.
Don't. I don't.
Every now and again, it's moderation, isn't it? I mean, for me, it's always been moderation. Occasionally, I get a little bit over moderated, but
Mm, mm, mm.
life's
That's
too
fair.
short for bad decisions, isn't it? Make a mistake, learn from a mistake, don't do it again. I felt sort of sorry for little Stabby. Like I saw a lot of pain in his eyes. I asked him what hurt him and who's hurting him, and he was very confused by that question. I said, "What's hurting you to make you so angry?" He just looked at me. Thought he was going to cry. But he was strong. Just kept on going. Kept on the agitation. I think that modern children, they don't beat each other. They're like is the sword is now the tongue. You know, back in my day, You had a beef with someone, you'd take them down the park, you'd give them a whipping, dust each other off, and that was it. You know, you had your level of respect, and the pecking order was achieved. Well, they just don't have that these days. Roughhousing and giving each other a bit of a touch up. Sort of frowned upon. It's seen as over masculine and a bit brutish, I guess, isn't it?
Whoa.
But I think some kids actually need it. It's like, you know, in 1920s we took the kids out of the mines, and in 2023 they're all playing
That's
Minecraft.
not that's
They want the mines,
I
man.
want
They
no
want
no
them
that's
fucking
no you're
mines.
not you can't that's not funny. You can't do it that way. Oh dear. That's so
That poor boy, you know, all he wants to do is earn money for his family.
now that
Who
is the
knows
thing.
what's going on? You know, he could have this terrible scenario
No,
where his poor pop,
why not?
his poor pop could be jailed, incarcerated.
Equal job, equal pay.
Yeah, get him down the mines.
Isn't that this
Mm.
thing though? Like
He
and
can
so
remote control stuff. I bet you know, given remote
he
control
should.
things, he could run one of them giant fucking
He could
you
run
know,
a
100,000 ton fucking giant trucks in a coal mine, couldn't he?
oh totally
Get
just
some
a
good
video
money.
game.
That's it.
Mm, mm,
Set him up.
mm.
Set him up with a decent job instead of just
Yeah.
whacking a stick in the streets. You know, he could be whacking a stick on the joystick and getting
You know,
paid
and
big
there's
bucks for
we're saying that we're
moving
saying
that
we're
and that black gold around.
getting the big bucks and we're saying that there's like a shortage of workers. And so, you know, if you do get 14-year-olds or 12-year-olds out there,
Don't
you know, an equal
necessarily
job,
have to
but
be down there with the little cigarette, you know, the little pipe and the
no,
bottle of gin and the little candle on their head. You know what I mean?
but
Like,
well,
we could
you
have
don't
them,
take a
you know,
bottle of gin to
do it
work
from
anymore.
home. It
That's
could be
okay.
remote
That's
access,
okay.
so
That's
you know,
no,
it'd be
no.
quite easy for someone to pick up one of those remote access jobs. You know, controlling giant earth moving equipment.
But yeah, I mean, I'd say a 12-year-old would be happy earning 100K a year.
Oh,
You know,
damn straight.
150K a year, like,
Well,
you know,
it could be out there.
sitting at home remoting a big coal
He could
truck.
be out there, you know, getting sun, which he wants to do because he's in the daylight, and he could be just flipping a sign, stop and slow, mate, and getting, you know, 120K.
You have to
Good
leave the
money.
house for that, though, don't you?
Yeah, well, he gets kicked out by his
Well,
parents. He'd just be secretly going off to his you know, traffic controller job, ride his bike there.
get a call. I mean, I don't know. People can take the piss, but I swear,
Yeah.
like if you stood there for like 8 hours,
Mm.
you know, maybe you rotate two jobs, like you sort of
Flipping. That's it. Man, you'd want to get 128K or 130K, wouldn't you?
fuck it.
150K.
And you got to pay
Make it
attention. It's not like you
250.
can
Pay
sit there
these cunts
playing a video
250,
game.
man. That's what you want to do. Pay them 250 because they
Yeah,
just
it's
get
danger money.
pounded.
Angry people
Danger
just
money.
like throw the car at them.
Angry son.
That's right. Yeah.
That's it. Whip, whip.
Danger money.
Apparently there was a big
Because it takes a madness.
we
Surely a
had
robot
an
will be replacing
asteroid
that.
come in and around and put a big show on in the northern hemisphere. Checking out the asteroid.
Oh. What is there? What kind? How big? How big is this hemorrhoid?
Well, had a big blue tail. So it wasn't copper. What
So it's,
burns blue comes around. It's a big blue thing. Got to think about
usually
the
it's hot
elements.
stuff.
Well, could have been hot,
Look,
but different elements burn different colors.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
sadly. Oh yeah, I suppose like in lighting.
Hmm.
Uh,
Different elements when they burn up
oh,
close to
that's
the old
like
sun.
more like
I'm going to have a brief moment of silence just for the emptying of the
yeah,
finch.
the finch. Old Aber and Finch. Hey, good Aber and Finch. AF. Hey, AF. As fuck. It's good. You can do cool stuff with AF. Like you can do like I do like half calf, you know, TAF. Like you can just do like the great little things in the system. As fuck. There you go. Whatever you want. Yeah.
Chaffed.
Chuck your chuck whatever you want on the front of it. Oh, there's
We
a
needed
nice
that.
breeze coming through.
Mr. Finch goes quickly through the
Oh, is
system.
it good?
Mm.
The Finch is a fast mover.
Mm. Bonus.
Well, Finches are, man. You try and
I was
photograph
talking
them, they're
about
quite
bonus,
flighty.
thinking about
They're a very
bonuses
flighty
today.
bird. You've got to really like get them to
When you work
relax.
really hard, in the old days, used to get them
That's it.
boned asses, man.
Just chilling
Bone
out.
up.
Oh, like just down to that bone.
All the way to the bone.
You know, that's what you get
All
from
the way
like
to the
a
McNuggets.
mule. Well, that's what you'd see
Mm.
the bone ass from a mule, like when they were going around a thing or something, like an old mule. You know, and all that'd be left is the big hind quarter,
Mm.
like something like that. Some kind of like,
Carrot on a stick in
or
front of it, you know. Always chasing the carrot.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people were quite mean to animals at times, but it's the
Oh,
most ineffective
but
way.
you know, it's the human
Like throughout
experience,
history,
isn't it?
yeah,
Like
it's good watching mob,
making
like they
sure the
just stone
animals
animals,
yeah,
just kill
they
birds,
can
drop them to the
truly
ground,
pay.
kick them.
Don't want to.
Such a one.
I mean, you
Yeah, I
know,
think.
they are truly just, you know, here for your amusement, right? Because we still got
Yeah, but
people shooting stuff. But I mean,
unless there's a
when
shot.
they shoot stuff, it's more a culling. Like they have a lottery where they have animals and they put up this lottery and everyone bids on it. Everyone buys the tickets in the lottery. Then
Yeah,
they randomly draw a name out of a hat,
yeah.
and you get to shoot one of these big animals because you're helping. You're being a conservationist because you know, there's too many of them.
Yeah. Mm.
It's funny how it's forgotten that back in the days
Mm.
pre 1900s, that certain things got hunted which you know, we don't hunt today. Well, we probably still do, but in a certain, how would you say it? Um,
With gain respect for something.
nondescript sort of way. It's more like a Squid Game. There's bonuses. You're allowed to get hunted, then family gets rewarded with a certain bonus. I don't know. It's just, you know,
Bone.
when you
Yeah.
got plenty of money, what do you fucking do with it? Well, you pay
I don't
120K
know.
for a porta potty. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You get one to come to your room, you just do your little thing on it, and then it cleans it up, and then you 120K, and then it goes away.
I suppose. I mean, okay. What proportion of my total wealth Would be
did I step
required?
over the YouTube's boundary? I don't.
No, I
Well,
don't
we'll
think so.
find out.
So I'm now
We will
thinking about.
find out. I mean,
I am thinking
they
about
don't
what you're
directly
saying.
cut
Okay,
off a
hang on.
feed unless it's become some sort of you know, insane sensation or something, do they? Or
I mean, nobody watches this, so it doesn't
I
really
feel
matter, does it?
completely
That's not really the point.
violated. I've been
Yes.
totally violated. I'm making a complaint. Hello, my name is
So hang on,
you
hang on.
know,
So the
my name is
calculation you
Susan. I
want.
want to speak to the manager.
Hang on. So the calculation you wanted to have was how many by what? How many
How many?
things into
How
what
many
things?
Susans would it take to take down the manager?
What was your
If you were the manager side, how many Susans would it take to take you down?
Oh, at the moment, probably half of one. Like, not very little. I would just, I
You
probably
just wouldn't
walk
be able to
away.
tolerate a
I
Susan.
just
You just
walk
go into
away.
instant
I just,
meltdown.
I just go to instant meltdown. Just go, nah,
Yep,
fuck this.
yep.
I can't be bothered.
Full on defense mode. Out come the combat pajamas.
Well, no, I just think at the moment it's enough to keep my own identity upright, as
Yeah,
opposed to like having
yeah.
others. No, I'm quite fine. It's fine. It's all contextual
Yes, true, true.
because
We do not condone violence in here on the
oh,
cheap. The violence, it's purely a comedy. It's more a comedy slash satire, so it is a deflection and both a realization of how fucked up a world can be, and our own little, I guess, psychoanalysis of it. Is that what you would term it? Not sure. Recommendations. Citation required.
recommendations, recommendations and citations.
Cat's going, man. Mental.
You know, um,
Bear's just like,
be more yourself,
yes.
and it's.
Gonna go
And I
out.
feel like if you can create space, like if the first thing you do is to make, like in making time for things.
Yes.
So if the first thing you
Scheduling is
do
important. Having
is make
purpose.
time for make time for being yourself. And I think if I can spend enough at the start of my day, spending enough time to actually not just, I don't know, doing fuck all or nothing, for 3 hours
The
or something.
nothing sigh.
Just
Temple of nothing
like I don't
in
know.
the church of the subgeniuses.
That's about it.
Temple of fucking nothing. Can't destroy a god when there is no god to destroy.
I don't know. Like I remember I remember Psy, various instances of Psy that were
Yep.
very healthy in different ways, and that like say, slept outdoors sometimes. You know, imagine like
Under the
finding a cool
starry
little.
views.
Imagine finding a safe like nook along the coastline. That you can just like,
Mm.
not all the time, not like a vagabond.
Yeah.
You know, but
Like
just as a.
the northern hemisphere people, they're always like, oh, Australia's fake. I'm getting this quite a bit, and
Really?
I'm telling you,
Would I just
we don't
carve
care
out that
whether you
space
think we're fake or not,
a little
because
bit
we
for
look up
yourself?
into the sky and we look at the Milky Way, milky, milky, Milky Way every night, and we don't give a shit about your opinion.
Huh? How many do you see in the Milky Way?
What?
Everywhere you are, can you see a lot of stars?
Hmm. Whenever there's a blackout, it's most enjoyable. But I get them like I stare into the blankness, and all of a sudden they just start popping out.
Oh, I know how to do
Like,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure. Oh, yeah,
That's my way of staring into the stars. They come to have a
yeah,
little look
nice.
at
Yeah, you
you.
just focus, and then
Know?
you allow like little
Focus
photons
and
to
they come
accumulate.
towards.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
Into the
Do a
iris.
bit of a
Be
time. Yeah,
witnessed. Be
do a
witnessed.
long, do a long exposure with your own
Be
brain.
part. Well, that's what it's
Yeah,
for, isn't it?
it is what it's for.
It is interpretation.
It's holding large sets of data and being able to see patterns and you know,
see the extra
determine how to move
stars,
through the flow of it.
even in the, you know, the, what do they call it, the whiteout of the cityscape, because that's what you get because of all the artificial light. You get a whiteout of the true nature of the sky above you. That's why living in the cities is, you know, it's good, but you don't get to see it all. It's like grass. I was looking at it today. Like, you know, recently I've just let my lawn go a little bit longer than what it usually would. But I'm calling it natural. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, that's natural. What it's doing right now, bugs and the whatevers, they're all coming in and they're eating all those grasses and sitting on doing this and doing that. That's natural. You see a freshly cut lawn, that's actually unnatural. The only reason we do it is because we're afraid of the things that live in it. Can't see it. See the snake slithering across the clean grass, so we're aware of it. Danger is ahead.
If you're a settled person, and you don't have fences and weird shit and getting all bizarro about it, then you should know these snakes because they're probably
your
lived there
friends.
longer than
They're keeping the vermin in that area
they've lived there
down.
longer than you,
Yeah, they know the
or lived there
place.
as they grew up
They
with
can,
you,
if
like
it's a
across
big enough
the
place, they can even
generations
show
and
you where the
millennia.
water is and other fucking food sources are.
Hang out, top predators,
Be mates.
communicate,
Okay?
mates. That's it.
Mate.
Mate.
Don't try and mate with them though.
Oh,
Not unless it's one of those, you know, the anime special versions. I saw a good one of a Python, a female Python programming in Python. I thought that was quite clever.
what as in an
Anime,
AI,
anime.
an anime?
Yeah, because I get the, well, not anime, it's more the cartoon, you know, furry figure cartoon
Okay.
friend.
But not like a series or something.
Mm-mm. It's just a
Okay.
single picture.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back out? Bear's like super wide-eyed. Thinking I'll go back.
Hey, Marlo.
Dog friend.
What's going on? Hello. The friendly dog arrives.
We get
No wonder.
visits during our special
Little
cheapenings, don't we?
pizzas. Yes.
Like to come and visit us during
Yes,
cheapenings.
the friend. Oh, bit of a scritch. Bit of a sort of, there we go. Along the thing. Oh.
Chin, under the chin. Oh, best friend under the chin. Special unscratchable spots, especially for dogs. If they can't reach it, it's like their favorite to get scratched. Can't bend around and then it's a special favorite spot. Scratching in that particular region was much happiness. Cyber disappears.
Just for a small moment,
Briefly.
thank you.
Briefly.
There we go. I just sent one message. The continuances. Yeah, it's interesting, the notion of multitasking. It's actually just task switching.
It is. It is, because that's what the backbone is about. Like you've got to remember that your brain is broken up into different elements of what it actually does. Yep. Everything has a function. You talk about 10% of the brain being used.
No, no one believes that. That's a weird number.
Yeah.
What's the history of that? I mean, I can't see
Well,
the screen, but let's look it
I
up.
should look it up. Just give me one
Let's look it
moment.
up. Because it's not true, eh? Here we go. I'll do a Copilot request. Evening.
Say hello to Copilot. When I prompted it for the special creation of the the previous before the potato and sausage, the previous prompt that I put in there, it asked me whether I wanted to apologize. The actual one of the responses is like it said, "Do you want to apologize for asking this?" And I'm like,
"Oh, really?"
And you know what I typed in afterwards? Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yep. And then I asked it to explain the definition behind it. That phrase, sorry, not sorry. And then it went through the explanation, and then it went, oh, okay. And then it didn't ask me to apologize again. So I don't know. And then, basically it created that image straight after I'd asked for the other particular prompt beforehand. But yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
Because it's sort of interacting with it, and then you've also got the option where you can thumbs up or thumbs down its response, so it gets a idea of what you like, what you don't like. So it's going into a little bit more detail level of what your response is to it.
It is, isn't it?
That it's image that it's generated. That's right.
What, from your own perspective, or for
from my perspective, it may not be the same for others, but I like to push it. I'm a button pusher. If it's going to get broken, it's going to get broken by one or someone like me. The glitch team, part of the glitch team.
Yeah, I like. That's the true hacking. It was very sad that I think that the term hacker
got such a bad name.
Well, it got mixed up with the word cracker. Because there's the hackers and the crackers, man.
Well, it's ethics, isn't it? That's the difference.
Difference
between a white hat and a black hat, a red hat and a green hat.
Cracker.
Yeah.
A cracker is about intrusion. And a hacker is about making something do something it's not meant to do.
Yes.
Something
go
outside
other than its the normal purpose. Parameters. Yeah, that's correct.
That's it. It's a different thing. Yeah. It's to look at the code and go,
hang on. I can put a little tweak in here and then we can have some real fun.
Yeah, look at just like fall off the rails. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, hacking is kind of like industrious, where cracking is like, I don't know. Yeah, well, cracking is intrusion.
Yeah, well, you want that so that you know the exploits and obviously the way to fix around it or patch it. That's right, correct.
But it was very interesting. Like I observed the transition of that, where those were two clearly different concepts. People actually used to use the word cracker.
Yeah.
And then they got merged and cracker got lost, and hacker sort of won.
Became
the language
the winner in the battle of the.
Yeah, but then it made like just doing cool shit a bit weird, and then that became they had to find a new word. It became the modding community or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is hacking, I guess. So hackers became modders.
Yeah.
Because crackers became hackers.
And
You know,
that's the new buzz these days. Like when you get a game, you get the DLC component, but if it's left
and
open-ended,
reshade
then
it.
the modders are the ones that really win.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you can.
Well, they don't win financially.
Well, no, but they do it for the love.
But
Like they're the ones, inserting jiggle physics and putting all the characters in bikinis and stuff. So, in the end,
I mean,
their admiration is worth more than the money for what they do.
it doesn't
It's
work
like
hard for the
the
money.
first
He's working
dude.
hard for the honey
Yeah,
or something. I don't know what is it. What's the
the
word? I
love,
don't
like
know.
doing
The
it for the
love,
love,
doing it
brother.
for the likes,
That's it. The
like,
likes and
like,
the
like,
love.
like,
Yeah.
like. That's it. Doing it for the
We
likes,
love your
doing it for
mod.
the
Thanks,
lols.
thanks for the hot coffee. Appreciate it.
Mm,
Appreciate it
thanks
a
for
lot.
thanks for the lulls. Oh. So I'm having a conversation with one of the younglings about
Yep.
this game,
Hmm.
and so in the never-ending, what's perceived is this:
Hmm.
parents perceive that their children are like, which this may not be untrue as well.
Extension
I
of
can't.
yourself,
No,
when
well, no,
really
no,
they're
no.
their
No,
own
no. Hang on.
entity. Yeah.
Sure, but no, but the games, they're addicted to games and things, right? And they're trying to seek them out. It's like, oh no, they found another hack. How do I stop them finding a hack?
Hmm.
And the children aren't necessarily finding a hack. What's actually happened is that the companies that want to get the games to the children figure out hacks, right?
Hmm.
And exploits. And
Yeah.
then they deliver the games through those exploits and market that to the kids, right?
For them
Through
to
channels
fix.
that the parents never see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For them to fix and to sort and.
Well, no, it's just, well, so then they just have like access to, say, full Fortnite style games or whatever.
Yep.
They
Yep.
can
Through
just
the browser. Yeah, I heard that one.
all sorts of
Yeah.
pathways.
Yeah. Yeah. Java and
Mm.
tunneling and you name it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the parent thinks that the child is
Responsible for what's
is
going
being
on.
this, like, you
But
keep
no, it's
disobeying me.
no,
It's
no.
actually
They just make it
no, it's
easy,
actually yeah,
easy
it's the
for me to
companies that do
do
the
it.
hack for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
they do the
Let us
hacking.
help you, children.
Let
Come to
us
the
help
dark
you.
side. We have
That's right.
video
Just give us,
games.
and you know what that is just give us your Google account.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be your best friend.
Uh, then you
I
can have
know.
this. You can save your meaningless character.
That's it. Port it
Yeah,
across
old
any
stuff.
platform. What?
Yeah, but then they know which game you're going to. That's yeah, it's legal phishing. And the
Mm.
thing is, right? So what I realized, so Google did the following. They legalized spam. You
Sad,
know,
but true.
they legalized phishing.
Mm.
Like,
Well, everyone gives it a try, don't they? Till they get that big
while
smack on the
shutting down
wrist.
so,
Smack on the
so
wrist
they
from the
put the
government, and
well,
maybe the government's complicit. Who knows? I heard that there
no,
was
but
a
it makes it
traitor.
easy.
Si, we got a
Makes
traitor
it
in the
easy.
Australian government.
Hello.
There was
What's that?
a traitor been announced. There's been some news murmurings going
Did
on.
they announce? Did they
They
announce
haven't announced a
themselves?
name. No, they haven't told us
Oh,
who they
so weak.
suspect. Oh, it's more a fear tactic. Maybe it's keeping them on their toes.
Oh, what's happening, Douglas? I mean, traitor.
It's a pretty strong word. Means a lot. Like when it comes to a country's security. In the old days, they just string them up.
You know, look,
You won't want to drink that. I promise you. It's not
how
wine.
many above, how many kind of secret programs, say, weapons and technology and I don't know, whatever. Medical research or whatever. How many secret programs do you think the Australian government has
What do you mean?
running?
Oh,
I don't know.
there'd be dozens,
Like,
wouldn't there?
seriously.
I mean,
Well,
that's the reason why
do you think there'd even be dozens?
they disbanded CSIRO for a reason. Like it dropped down to
what?
it's just like it still exists, but it's just such
Do
a
you think
fucking
that?
skeleton of what it used to
No, but
be.
do you think there'd be? I mean, I'm just sort of. I don't know. Like, is there?
We're going to start making our own missiles soon. Making our own missiles.
Yeah, but like, if you're okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? If you are a more advanced nation, right, and
Yeah.
and you know that like this nation over here is finally up to the point of building missiles, like that, they can build maybe a missile or two.
Would that be a traitorous action, telling someone that's,
The obvious.
the obvious? Would discussing
Is
the
that?
obvious be like an ultimate traitorous
Yeah.
action?
Did you know that Australia is trying to do a little bit of weapons research? Oh, really?
Well,
Like
you
into
saw
what?
some of those you saw
Blade,
some of
rail guns? No,
you saw some of the 3D stuff and
just
the
trying to
Australian
make a
crew's been
bomb.
inventing.
A bomb.
We're
Okay.
very inventive.
Yeah, we make millions of those. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're getting up to making one of them. That's very big of you, Australia.
Pop.
It's like
Don't build one big one, just build a million little ones.
That kind of really
Once you
sort of
start
anime.
popping, you won't know when
like
to stop.
Hundreds of little
mini drones coming in with their shape
just
charges.
flying in, clustered like this little spheres of explosion.
This mass
just
harvest going on.
That's it. The harvestings. Jeez.
Massive.
100 million burnt chickens, just like that. Bam.
You know what? You've cleared up.
Oh, have
You've
I?
actually cleared up again.
I mean, I could come and go. I come and go as I don't please.
Tweak some of my settings. Look at this. Oh, maybe I'll just stay a ghost. I like being a ghost. Space ghost.
Coast to coast.
Flying around with them giant heads, snorting up all the space coke.
Oh, is that good? You like doing it, like when I do full manipulation on you. There's a dog, yes.
Dog's getting it.
Fully manipulating. That's it.
Oh. Getting all the love.
I wouldn't know about love, but kindness. I love all the things, but
no need to be angry at them. Even
no.
little neighborhood stabby. But you got to show compassion and love, not want to stomp.
Yeah, you gave him a foil for a moment and held his ground so that he had a little experience, something to go home with.
Showed his power. He's ready for the army. You should enlist. Straight to Ukraine. You should go straight to Ukraine to help out with the they're having a problem with mines at the moment. Like they need people to find.
Where'd that idea come from? That's not.
Don't even. Just clean them out.
Do I stand on the bed? I do not stand on the bed. No. You're like, oh, well, I'll just lie on the bed. No, you won't be
getting very friendly.
Not boyfriend and girlfriend. That's just not the thing. I need to be on there. I don't even know inside other people's rooms, dog. You have a luxury. You get the special sunny spot. Always provide. Knowing. But I do deny, don't I, when I'm not here.
Always want to be your best friend during a discussion with someone else. Did you notice that? Like
Oh, it's a thing.
animals just want to interact with you.
Oh.
You go out. Did you want to go out? It's cold, I know. So otherwise I'm sweating. Sweating, cast, and it's cold.
What up?
Are you going out too? Had a
Is
little
there a
feed.
potential of snacks? You think there's some
Going
snacks
out
happening,
too?
Dan?
Bit too cool for ya. Bit too cool for ya. Big furry coat on him. He'd be able to handle the cold. Oh, good. Charging is. I like having an avatar. Talk. Just do other stuff. It's multitasking. I'm not stuck with the camera, and I know it's sort of I don't animate as much as you do, your character, but
That's your choice. You could be using AVAKIT
well, I
and
could be
just
using
smashing it.
AVAKIT if they allowed the voice to animate. You know, they did like a
What?
nondescript and.
What do you mean?
Well, when I'm in
What do-
AVAKIT, it only animates the mouth when I
Yeah.
have got the camera going. At least with the
Oh, you
magic
can't
mirror,
pull.
I can have it in the
Oh,
mode where
yeah,
it
yeah.
sort of animates
Yes.
and it moves her head around a bit
As
and the
opposed to
shoulders,
this
it
happening.
breathes. So it's
When I
sort of
like walk off
animated, but
screen,
yeah.
this doesn't happen.
No, I sort of stay
Yeah.
in the one spot. I don't,
Yeah.
my head sort of wanders from
Where I
side to
have to,
side. My eyes blink and, my mouth moves into
the
as I'm
trade-off.
speaking. The trade-off. That's it. I don't mind. Like I'll flip it up. Like when I do the gaming stuff, when I'm playing games and recording it and whatever, then I'll normally just use Magic Mirror because it's a static character and I can set it so I place the avatar on my top screen and then um, it looks down at the gameplay screen which I'm streaming through. So when I move the mouse around in that screen, it looks at the pretend screen in front of my face, and it looks like I'm looking at that screen while I'm playing the game and then talking. So it's cool. It's cool. The learnings. Orion's learnings. He's 56 years old.
Is he?
Still learnings.
You better be.
I love learnings. I mean, this is what I wanted to be doing back in the
Hopefully
90s, and
learnings become like your
it's just
daily thing.
taken fucking 30 years to get here. I'm
But
unimpressed in the speed and of the technology boost. I mean, I love the
I know
fact that
actually most of
the
my stuff is the boredom of the
Nvidia's
waitingings.
doing really well, and all these other companies are doing really well. Well, shut up! I want that little controller with the VR headset so I can play fucking Cyberpunk in full fucking 60 frames a second on the 2K fucking.
Hey, what about that headset?
It was cool. Oh,
I mean, the video headset
running
thing's not a.
one of the new mobile Ryzen fucking systems, which is pretty cool. I don't know what the power requirement would be, but
I think what you want to have though is that thing needs to be like not this weird thing in front of you, because it's not how you want to be using it. You want to actually just be sitting on the train. Like you can actually have your hands in your pocket. Almost.
Yep.
No one even can tell that you're playing.
Gloves, set it up in gloves and
whatever.
yeah.
Rings, gloves.
Neural chip directly to the brain.
Sure.
I have
at
this
least
problem with I'm a sex addict
oh.
and I want to get it so that I can stop, masturbating 24/7. Do you think it'd help me if I have to? I'm a serial masturbator and I need that chip to stop masturbating 24/7.
Attain.
Not me personally,
If
but
you want,
for
if you
someone
want,
who is suffering, someone who is suffering.
You know what?
if they had nothing else that they could do except
I wonder if you
masturbate
approached it.
24/7.
I wonder if you just approached it from a perspective of
Mm.
just going, wow, I just need this much dopamine to survive, man. This is
Yeah,
insane.
I need my little quotient, my quotient
And
of
so then
my
do some research on what are the methods of getting my
my
maximum
highs. I
dopamine
need to watch my funny cat
sustainable
videos so I
way.
can just laugh and
And then
laugh.
just do those things, like
Yeah.
just like smash out, like I don't know what it might be, particular kind of aerobic exercise or
Humans learning to monitor and accelerate their dopamine and other neuro was it the adrenalines and all their different highs, but without the drugs, without the alcoholic influence.
yeah.
Yeah. Learn how to use their brain so that they get the same effect, which can be switched on or off.
Well, that's where you have a little thing, you know, that
The
just can
monitor.
that emits.
See it, emotional
Say
monitor,
like
which
you know you
comes
can
in
so
and
you can
can
go,
go, oh, hey,
okay,
listen, you're
during a
getting a little bit
podcast I want to
excited over
be
nothing,
kept
and
at
I
like
just need
4%,
to edit your noradrenaline
4% drunk,
you know
and you know, not 4%, sorry, not if you a blood alcohol in it, like as if you'd had some kind of particular level of beer. I don't know what that might be like. So if you're at 0.2,
gotten
or
yeah
say if
that
you
that
say, there
special
you go,
level. Yeah.
I want to be 0.2. Was
Yeah.
it 0.05? No, so
A point
0.02.
0.02. Just a little
0.02.
little bit past the 0.05.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Just
do you want to be a bit
slightly
past?
past
You want to be
the bag you
0.06?
blow in, you know.
Yeah, you want to be just
But
past
definitely don't
0.06.
be driving while you're doing it.
No, no, but then and then at the end of it, when you decide you like that's like you don't want to do that anymore, you just turn it off.
Yep. Click. That's
Just
it. Experience over. Back to the
done. Thank you.
normality.
Hmm. So you can just choose
Oh,
whatever
pardon
levels of
me.
that, you know, for a period of time, set a timer. So
Mm.
not enough. Like a fucking
It's
like a
just coming
remote
out.
for the aircon.
That's it.
Aircon.
Because it's cheap.
Have a little have a
It's
little
got to be
schedules
cheap.
through the day.
Like if it's not cheap, then what is it?
It's gonna be mass produced.
Mm.
Totally
Everyone's got
mass
to be able
produced.
to get it.
Legal in all 33 states, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. Call now to avoid disappointment. The first 33 callers will receive 33 1/3% off.
Like it, like now, connect now. I don't know. Mm.
Cheapenings. But yes, you're fully clear again now. It's cool.
Mm.
I'm going to remain the space ghost. I said it's
Yeah,
important.
man.
We've got this whole religious theme going on. You'll get it when you see it. Like I'm slowly progressing it, but it's you know. I got told the other day something which was like a war and peace, and I was like, "Yep." How many times have we been through it? Yep, this many times. I was like, well, it's got nothing to do with this, and it's got everything to do with that. Oh, what do you mean? Well, roll back to the previous and see if it works. That's the only way you can combat if you're having problems with software to roll back to that previous.
Oh, I see.
As soon as you have issues, they're like, "Oh no, there's no issues." But there is.
It'd be interesting. Like, so I have this idea, right?
Yeah.
It's really primarily it's like started, I guess, at which layer? Okay, at a yeah, well, at the sort of the delivery layer to businesses, I guess. But so imagine like a management system for business.
Mm.
So you're like a zero platform or whatever.
Yep.
But instead of just having some random chart of accounts and some things, then it's not about accounting. It's like we're just got to go over to policy. and that you have like then that's built as like a software layer. And then that's built like on a stack, like say if it references a bit of legislation or something, like so each layer of the stack, like it starts with like the primary piece of law that it's about, and then all of the things that span out, whether it goes into taxation or this or criminal or, you know, and then when your business then interfaces with that kind of, because you already operate on a sort of like a stack of
Principles.
principles.
Yeah, business principle. Yeah.
And so instead of having to write those or know those, if you actually had that as like a linkable tree of information, like so in any business, like right now, like you could just go in and go, oh yeah, okay, I do GST because, and then you've actually got the original piece of law.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then you can go up the chain and you can
go do this and this and this. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. That's, and you know, like from the, and then if the piece of law changes,
then it automatically updates, and anytime you look at it again, or it even reminds you.
Yeah, and you can like you can look at the previous version. And,
oh, it's been updated. Cool.
Totally. So that as all those kinds of things happen, so it's so it's like a hyperlink stack, but through like the deployment of a knowledge system, like law, like a culture, a way of being, you know.
Sure.
And then what? Yeah, and so what you have is a
general
then at a
consensus
business layer
at its finest.
At a business layer, you look at all of that stuff, and it says you just have to like check. Oh yeah, okay. Well, you just write something to do that, or but you have all of the back end of that built in. And so in the same way, yeah, I think that you can do. I think that's
less
what I'm trying to say is
confusion.
Well, that's the stack you kind of need for what you're talking about. And then I think like that each piece of that chain, what you want to make, oh, you know what you want to do is you want to make sure each piece of that like policy or whatever is definitely clearly identifiable. That's for sure.
Can be referenced.
It's authentic. Yeah. Has authenticity.
Referenced.
I just did a wonderful thing to my back. Oh.
Is it almost as good as a spiky ball up and down the wall? So I do that occasionally just to.
Well, I don't have a spiky ball.
I got a little.
I think I've had
one.
a spiky ball.
It's like a.
The doggesses would chew the spiky ball, and I would lose
it's
the
like
spiky
a
ball.
Corona, like a Corona circle with these little spikes, and I just down.
Oh, you have like a viral massage.
A viral massage down my spine, pushing hard onto the. Oh, there they are. Oh.
Yeah, I see. Oh yeah.
Oh, and then back up onto tippy toes. Get the bottom, the tail. Whew. Tell you that's good. Value for money. $2 dog chewy ball. It's like a coronavirus. I gotta say, since the beginning and then to now,
yes,
Sai has had some clarity happen.
I have. Oh, yeah, man. Like, the journey of being more. And yeah, I guess somewhere along the way, like putting being more as a priority. I kind of got lost in the Scrabble for some money, and not having like mega money, but like in sort of like a starvation,
Survive money. Get
survival
past.
money.
Get by money.
And perhaps for a while,
Mm.
like maybe longer than I think.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. But anyway,
Mm.
and I'm sort of doing this
Well,
other
you're
thing.
doing the side thing. Being you. It's
Well, then I
your
need to do
path.
that. Well, I need to actually do that, which is, you know, I've seen these places like along where people like meditate down on the beach, like in special rocky alcoves, hidden
Mm.
spaces, not hidden,
Well,
that
not
hidden,
hidden,
like
but
not
just
that hidden, just out of the way,
covered spaces. Yeah.
yeah, just over the way a little bit.
Welcome to my hovel.
Just, you know, that's right, just at the hovel.
Welcome to my
You
tiny
can just,
hovel. This is where I
yeah,
hobnob with my good friends and smoke my crack.
smoke crack. Smoke crack. Hobnob with my friends.
Hobnob. What is
Hang on, hang on.
hobnobbing?
I
Is
just
that
want to
like,
say, let's find out. No, hang on, this is too good.
discussing what the poor people are doing?
Can we switch to talking about films?
We can.
No, hang on, no. Keep going. Just asking
Hobnobbing.
Copilot. So
Especially.
the line is,
Yeah.
what film? What film is the documentary
Hobnob is also a biscuit.
is the
English
line?
biscuit.
Welcome to my hovel.
Yeah.
This is where I smoke my crack and hobnob with my friends. Documentary about an artist, about a creative person.
A master.
Yeah, it was a master, hey.
Visionary.
Let's see what Copilot thinks about that. That's quite a lot of the no way.
It'll pick the
Go
reference.
fucking seriously.
It'll get it straight away. Get it straight away.
Oh my gosh. It's from the documentary film Crumb.
Correct.
CRUMB. The intriguing documentary delves into the life and work of the eccentric and influential underground comic book artist Robert Crumb.
Correct.
His unique perspective, controversial art, and unconventional lifestyle are vividly portrayed in the film. Crumb offers a fascinating glimpse into the mind of a creative genius who defied social norms
He
and
loved
left
those
an
thick
indelible mark.
thighs and those very solid
Crumb.
Amazonian buttocks.
I wonder if we can answer this. Where can I watch Where can I watch it?
Big Amazonian boobs and giant nipples and areolas. A legend.
Documentary.
I think I sent you a picture, didn't I? Of that the dude being held aloft and having his I don't know, rod of glory being consumed. It's rather Amazon.
Yeah, but where can
Amazonian character.
Amazon Prime. Apple TV. Hang on, what?
Get it on all of them. It's a Crumb Master. I got a delivery of the Crumb like in my feed. Like I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about bloody Facebook. I mean, I don't care about news no more. So that's why they're dropping the whole. No, we don't need your news no more. We've got assumed news now. Assumed news does everything that the normal news does, but it makes so many more assumptions than the other news. It takes it further, and it makes it all fluffy and furry.
Oh wow,
Mm,
there it is. Crumb. David Lynch presents one of the most critically acclaimed films ever made.
the legend.
Oh right, I'm buying that film.
Mm,
No, I don't have that right now. No.
but maybe later. Put it on the favorites list.
That's it.
Most enjoyable. I think I saw it on Fox originally. Definitely a worthy. It's almost as good as Naked Lunch, mate. Seriously, it's in that same
Now,
artistic expression
can
as
you?
Naked Lunch.
But no, Naked Lunch you can't get. That's very hard.
Well, it's yeah. Cronenberg, man.
That's not an Apple T. That's not an Apple. That's not, I think that's quite.
definitely
That's
going to be a go into the archives.
you have to go and
kind
find
of thing.
a. You got to go find a
Yeah,
copy of
that's
that
an
and then
archive.
rip
That's
it.
a ho 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 and a bottle of rum kind of thing these days, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, which is unfortunate because it is a freaking masterpiece. How
It
can
is.
something such as an
It's a
absolute masterpiece of
Razorhead.
film?
It's
That's an Eraserhead. Yeah,
exactly.
it's like
Exactly.
exceptional filmmaking, and the role, like freaking Peter Weller's best
Brazil.
role.
Brazil by fucking the guy that was in
Brazil, man.
yeah, Monty Python, the cartoonist guy. Like he did Brazil. The Brazil was another masterpiece of modern fucking society.
Brazil.
Fucking Fly. Tuttle and Buttle, mate.
Tuttle and Buttle. Where did you Tuttle and Buttle come
Tuttle
from?
and
Who's
Buttle
that?
in Brazil. It was
Oh, okay.
brilliant. The reason why Buttle got in trouble was because it's actually supposed to be Tuttle, but a fly flew in and landed on the fucking key, the key striker,
Oh,
and changed it from a K to
that's
from a
it.
T to a B. The fly got in the way.
You got to
So it
watch
became
that
a
in the
Buttle.
system, eh?
That's it. It's a glitch.
Now that's where good
The fly on the
authentication.
head.
That's where
You
that's
know,
where
the
good
fly on the little
authentication
white
systems
head
would have
gives
gone.
it
That is
away.
not a B.
It's
Something's
not a
wrong.
bee, it's
It
just
needs
a fly.
replacing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You need to have secure authentication systems on your
Correct.
information.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a fly will
A
fuck it
fly
up.
will just throw an
Next
ointment.
minute. Next minute,
Fly
you've got a
ointment.
fall of civilization.
Overnight. It was all just a chipmunk chewing through a cable.
Oh, I haven't. I've been slowly trying to watch my next Fall of Civilizations, which is this thing called Petra, which is sort of around Syria.
Yeah.
Which is some
Petra
kind of
was interesting. They had
like
culture-wise,
column, and
incredible.
they had like
additions
wow.
and what they gave to society itself, which carried on. Incredible.
And yeah, just like and the farming of trees, like spaced out properly on the hillsides and just turning everything into cropping lands. It's like
correct,
a desert.
correct.
Freaking
And then
incredible.
using almost the same technique as the Japanese used, where they were grafting and using single trunks to create multiple sources, multiple fruits. Garden of Babylon, mate.
Yeah, wow.
Magic
Totally,
Gardens of Babylon. Fucking most of that
Imagine
splicing and shit came through that.
How amazing that must have been.
It's not new. Everything that we fucking do right now isn't new. It's just a rehash of what was old.
We don't do much of that, anything interesting like that anymore. We do other interesting things, but we don't do interesting things. But
Modern
basically what we tend to do is
that's what we are, truthfully.
The
madness comes from the method.
Most of it's just like the same thing expressed. It's just expressed. It's just the thing expressed in all the ways. That's all it is. And so
decompressed.
You just
they say, rather than the single instance.
We are the unraveling that
of the single instance.
we're further ahead. than we were 1,000 or a million years ago.
Yep.
Billion is not
Travel
true, or
so
a
far
billion
in
years
space,
ago.
you know,
It's just different ways of
rotating
doing it.
900 miles an hour.
That is the
Just
multiverse.
narrowly missing every
It's,
time
it's the
in
instances.
this wondrous universe in which we're exploring with our almighty sun at the chariot's head. Forging our way through
Or the track.
this 4 billion year experience through the galaxy. The further we get away from the center, the better.
Wow.
How about that? Put it that way. You don't want to go back to 0, 0, 0.
We haven't even left the egg.
0.0.0.0. You don't want to go there.
I mean, yeah, in that regard, like I don't really
You want to go to
but
255, 255, 255, 255, okay? And
We
then
do.
add 1. Hello, new universe.
Yeah. And we got to get out of the egg.
True.
We're still little
True.
tiny amoebas inside an egg. We haven't even like.
We're trying to make up our decisions, you know, as nationalities and a global fucking
Get out of the
brain.
egg.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go into space? Well, we tried that back in 1967 and we landed on the moon. But do we need to go anywhere else?
Everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
But we definitely got to leave the egg of Soul. Soul's egg is warm and toasty and very protective, and we've got to get big. Put on a big. I don't even know what big planet pants.
It's not big planet pants. It's more
big species pants.
Big species pants. That's it.
Big intelligence pants.
Come on, hyper evolved monkeys. Here's a tiny little, hyper evolved mud skipper telling you to fucking hurry up and stop polluting the oceans. But
come an instance of
please
intelligence.
don't dump all that radioactive fuel into the Pacific Ocean. Otherwise, that's how you get Godzillas.
Got to make more things real.
Yeah.
Because you believe in them.
True.
Yay. Give them meaning. Write shit about them.
Yeah. Build the story. Build your version of it.
What kind of poetry we'll make from Neptune? I wonder what Neptunese poetry will be like. People who like live there for
I don't know. It's going to be like emerald green, or I reckon it'd be like the green grasses of home. Sitting on that frozen rock out there, and
will it be? Or they have like big collectors and shit and fusion,
possibly
stuff. It's actually just beautiful and
little body as a
full.
Yep.
I don't know.
Building their strings back, building their tiny little webs all the way back, and slowly
But they have these like wild
slowly
sports
encasing Soul, so he's in his own little Ort wrapper. Have his own little Ort wrapper to deflect all the
ice things and stuff.
The crap that comes in and routinely disturbs our otherwise peaceful existences.
Big harvesters, and you're just huge forge world basically, just generating like masses of like
giving.
Basically,
scraping up the dust of the universes and giving to those deserving.
And to do that, you've been to look after such the facility that will ultimately remove Neptune completely. And it will take 10,000 generations of humans. But for 10,000 generations of human, you've just got complete
That's it. Hollow out Neptune and create like a huge shipyard of interstellar ships to be built inside the cold dead husk of Neptune. The galactic shipyards, man.
You'd be given nice quarters.
You need to get teleported out somewhere. You start Neptune and ready to hit that Ort and get out there in the big wild and woolly space.
Yeah,
It's frontier stuff, Si. Come on,
Well,
we should have
well,
more excitement. We shouldn't be like
over 10,000 generations, it would not be so frontier. That would be like fully organized. And
yeah,
I mean, I just think you'd have like, so it's
pre
really
pre
interesting.
pre-launched fucking robotic
Like
fucking harvesting systems and
one of the,
construction systems which just go out to the whatever's out there and grab a little bit of this and that and whatever.
hmm,
Sit on top of the owl's
one of
head.
the, one of the things I think when it's sort of what do we learn from looking at the fall of civilizations? One of the things I've learned from the success of those civilizations before they fell
Mm. Is the
was
incredible amount of scientific and creativeness prior to the big fall.
sure. But also
That's pretty much across all of them.
but it was also the stability of like role. So
Yeah,
in
yeah. You
those days,
had
if you
purpose.
had that,
That's it.
yeah, if
You were the
you had purpose,
carving
if you had
dude.
the,
You were the bread maker. You were the, you
you
know what I
got it,
mean?
and you
And you were
held that
proud of
name.
that function.
Well,
You
because
weren't
yeah,
not
you were a
proud of
function
it.
of
You
this.
got
No,
you
no, no.
got what your
That
station
was
in
passed
life
down
was
from the goddess.
deserved.
The goddess
Exactly.
passed the knowledge.
Douche. You pass
From
it
the
on to
temple you were
others. Your
given.
children. Your
Mm.
trainees. I mean,
I
as a
think that's
parental
interesting. Like
unit,
looking
all you want to
forward.
do is pass on the good stuff and not pass on the bullshit. Isn't that essentially what you want to do, Si? You want to be the
Would you?
example that wasn't provided to you, but with the knowledge that was.
Oh yeah.
You get that? No?
Yes, sure.
Don't pass
And then if
down
you
the
can,
punishment things. Pass down the knowledge and maybe give love rather than discipline.
and then what if you can do that for like
Have a little bit of understanding.
10,000 years?
Yeah.
What if you can do that for 10,000 years? For you
Get
like
it, get over
ongoing.
ourselves and go, well, look, for the greater good, this is what needs to
In
happen.
that way, I
Yeah.
can say the mayan civilization where the concept of farming that piece of land was viable for like 500 years,
Yeah.
where,
And
we're
then
like trying
once
to
that was done,
exhaust,
it was
say,
to be replanted in its natural, habitat and reintroduced.
and people kind of lived out that. So in that same way, like, Neptune could be just like this full, cool place to hang out and do all the things. And,
Yeah.
you know, but like
And then have the
10,000 years,
alternate places, which were the ones where it's fully natural and you can
just
go in
mining.
there and just do the nature thing.
Humans are required to sort of,
Don't necessarily think that you need to hold the 9 to 5 job. You can go and grab the vines and swing in the trees if you want to. That's the way you want to live.
for sure.
Yeah,
Some vines, mate, if
because
you
you want to be
can
swinging
pull
on the
off,
vines if you're in the you want to be above, somewhere up in the
if you
canopy,
can,
sort of looking down,
if
throwing
you
the
can pull
coconuts and
off,
shit. You don't want to be standing on the ground. You want to be the one dropping the coconut on the leopard head, wouldn't you? Donk. The only
this
time
is
you
some
get to eat
giant
me
ring
is if I
world.
fall out of the tree. I've eaten too many aruba fruit and then I fall out of the
Is this
tree
where
and
we've
then you get to eat me. But you've been eating the aruba fruit too, so we're like best pals.
is
That's
this
me,
where we've
me
like
and the panther,
disassembled
the ape and the panther,
like Mars,
best friends.
and we disassemble Mars and turn it into like a ring world,
Oh, I'd love it to be a ring world, man.
and just turn it into that, so you can have like the
We'll
jungle
harvest we'll
landscape.
harvest some of the dust off Saturn and we'll add it to it because there's some good minerals
So
spread out around that. Like those rings of Saturn, man, they're like little. That's just ready, isn't it?
it's a pretty small amount, I
You want to be
suppose.
taking them rings off and then so they can't see them and stuff, and then adding them
Well, we
to
learn what they
the
do
ring.
first,
We'll put it
perhaps.
around Mars instead. Put the ring around Mars.
Oh, well, see, see what I was thinking is that what you actually do is
Mm.
you go down and you disassemble Mars and
Oh,
turn it into like a like a 50-meter
well, isn't that
thick
what the
ring.
green dragons are doing right now? Like they're burrowing, man. They're going to town. Those green dragons on Mars right now. They're not talking about it
It's
much in the news anymore. But
it's interesting that I've
as
always thought
soon
it
as
was
soon as the
interesting that
idea was planted, it was thought, you know what?
I've always thought it was interesting how green dragons,
Mm.
of course, were attracted to the red. I mean, it's a real
Oh,
balancing effect.
it is.
It's a very
Well,
nutritious.
what's those two colors make when you combine them, Si? Like what's green and red do when it gets together?
Yellow makes yellow.
Oh, the gold. It builds
The
the
gold.
gold, doesn't it?
It's gonna.
It
There
does
you
the
go.
gold. Always gives the gold.
So the green dragon is like sort of like
Too
the sort
bad,
of
Bluey. I'm
insect.
sorry. You miss
The
out
green
again.
dragons,
Green Dragon scores the, you know,
like that insect
gets it sucked up.
that's out in yeah, and it goes
Powie.
like no, it sucks on the eucalypts and various plants, eucalypts, and then what it does is
Advanced eucalypts?
its excrement
Okay.
would be you can eat it, so you eat its
Like a
excrement, which
fruit.
is like this hard no, like a hard lolly. It's like a
Candy.
white hard,
Something your grandma
like a
give you.
candy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Something your
it's a little
grandma
white
hand
candy.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, they're called
Twisty,
labs.
twisty cover. You know, plastic cover, twisty cover.
But if you had like sort of that kind of version of that, but something that then instead of like putting out
Total
candy
enjoyment.
things, like
Total
it did.
You wanting it? How many of them can I get? Pound.
Something that just ate rock
Sorry,
and
we don't do pounds. We only do kilos.
spits out.
It's a little bit more, but it's way tastier. Overall. So how goes the vapenings, Si? Happy with?
Yeah, so I've gone through a bit of
Better than
a process.
Better than the burning thy lungs out?
Yeah, I've also gone through a bit of a process over the last few weeks. The process has been that I can't well, I was being affected by smoking, like too many us being around smokers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I
then
heard that
instead of
on our discussions during the special.
But then I was managed to like so I figured out to
Assumed.
not have
Yeah.
that, and I just sort of be away. Yeah. And then so that was the first layer of getting over that, and being
The
very
poisoning.
twitchy. Poisonings, the twitchy, getting twitchy poisons, and then clearing out from that was then the next phase was getting over the smoke itself, which took about a week or so, maybe like the last week or so, and it was really
The
interesting.
desire to feel choky.
And
Smoker's hangman. That's what they should call it. Heightened survival due to localized trauma.
So I think so. This is good, and it was interesting. Like I was doing stuff today. Well, I don't know. Just in general, yeah, okay. So, like, say, for example, today, like there's sort of like, if you've with the smoke. If I was doing if it involves smoke, right?
Yeah, it was you're getting major irritation.
Oh no. Then I would, for example, sure, but also I would I'd be like wanting to come home. Oh yeah, I should
return to base.
Get a bit, before I do something else.
Yeah, yeah.
And but then this was like no, like my mind can actually just be. It's like no, it's all good. There was no physical, like it was fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't have like
Did you feel
a
like you were
physiological thing.
obliged if you took your medicine to work, that you'd have to share?
No, wouldn't fit. What? No.
Like it'd still remain personal, wouldn't it? Like you'd be like, no, this is for my medicines.
Yeah, sure, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, you'd want to,
Why would
because
you? Why would there
you
be
know,
any other
if they
option?
need if they need that medicine, then they need to go and talk to the doctor, right?
They do.
Yeah, that's right. And then they can give their own version of their story, and then
Yeah,
they can get it themselves.
that's right.
Correct. I think that's like smoking as well. Like you've got to look at that. Like if you're a smoker and you're still smoking and paying,
$100,
oh,
$200 a week. I don't even
I
know
know,
what you pay.
I don't know. I don't even do it anymore. I'm
I'm
out.
at two
Like it got to that point where
eighty,
it became
$500 a week.
financially unavailable. Put it that way. I
Like a
had
dose 50
to
pack a day,
make that
people.
edit
Like what the
and
fuck?
say no. I can't. I cannot fucking do this.
Hmm.
This is bullshit.
8 sevens, five hundred and
This is
sixty, 600,
fucking.
$600.
This is bullshit. No, I'm not going to do it.
Imagine
I
that.
want an alternative. I want to be able to buy, this thing, which I'm
Hmm.
using, and I'm quite fucking happy with it, right? Vaping myself, like I don't have a problem with it. And if you're an adult, then as far as an option between what you would pay for tobacco and then what you'd pay to vape, fuck off. There's just no
Oh.
compromise, Si. There's no
And
compromise.
just go to the doctor, admit you're an addict, and get the fuck over yourself,
Yeah,
and just get on it. Get on it.
done.
It's all good.
Boom. That's it.
And work out how to get off it if you want, or
Mm.
whatever, or don't. I don't know.
Just when
Whatever.
you've finished getting that little high from whatever the fucking
It's a
nicotine
it's a,
does
it's a
for you,
total thing. It's right.
then
It's
just
right
say
there.
that's it. That's enough.
And here's the
Done.
thing. Here's the thing.
But at least you're not getting. You've
Mm,
gone through the phases, and for me now, like it's been months
here's the
since
thing.
since I've been using the vapes.
Mm,
The only time is when there's the mix up with the other medicine. But yeah, I
mm,
want to get into that the whole get the script, get the actual dispenser, through the
yeah.
vaping thing.
Whatever.
Yep, the
Yeah.
pen like
Your
you're
choice.
using. Boom. That to me, because I don't want to go back to smoke again. I want to just keep
No.
staying on the vape. That's why I'd move
That's
across
it. It's
straight across,
super easy, man.
and then
Super easy.
bang
Hey.
one, and then the other, and
Yeah.
then psh,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. And um, yeah,
Got to
man.
be ruthless
Breathing
like that.
easy.
Yeah, got to be
Well,
ruthless.
well, you're not. You're actually just getting better, even more.
Doing what
Getting
you
more.
need to do.
Doing what you need to do.
Doing what you need to do, but doing it right. Doing
Mm.
it the way that they
Well,
want it, but because you want it, you do it that way. And because you get it. And I'm
here's the thing.
quite happy with
Here's the thing I
them
wanted to say.
collecting data about it and whatever. Like you
It's
said, Si,
good.
like for you and me, like I'm a little bit more personal, but you know,
Mm.
I am who I am. I'm always going to be Orion Sinchu. It doesn't matter. Like I was given a name, but that name is dead and gone because that's what happened in 2020. A
Yeah.
certain thing happened in 2020, and then that name's now fucking dead to me. You know what I mean? I am
It's your
Orion
dead name.
Sinchu. That's my dead name. I've just dead named
Yeah.
myself.
Dead named yourself. Boss. Ryan Sinshu.
Hmm.
Indeed. As it was, as it shall be.
And will be. That's it. It is by will alone that we put our minds in motion.
Yeah.
Else we be dead.
No. Dead, dead.
I like the backgrounds tonight, like that. I've been enjoying the running through the subgenius AI generated pictures that were so generously donated. That's how I'd like to say it, I guess. Talk about tribute to the creative minds and the prompt makers, because that's what the modern world will be. It will be those who know how to prompt well and use that silver tongue. Use the silver tongue and prompt well will get the results.
The incantation. The
It is.
incantations.
It's modern magic using AI.
Modern magic.
Modern magic will get you everything you want, as long as you've got the little silver tongue to go with it. I do love our cheapening, Si. I got to say, it's an opportunity just to unload, and that's what it's always been for me. Like when we're not in physical locale, the cheapenings is the next best thing, because it opens up the friendship that we've created over the years that we've known each other, right? Versus the localized, what we're experiencing versus what you're experiencing versus what our friends are experiencing. And then that is the whole consolidation back between you and I, given the equal exchange, which I like to call it, and equivalent, equal,
Equivalent's always good.
Equivalent's good. I like equivalent.
Equal's weird.
We're equal, yeah.
We're not the same atom. We're not whatever quantum
Well, we're
states.
not. We're a different part of a different, whatever we are.
Whatever. We could be a part of like a nearby cluster. But we're clearly not the same states. Otherwise,
we'd be identical. If we were the same state, we would be identical. So equal, I guess, yeah, true. Equivalent means sort of the same, but different in a nice way. Is that a good way of expressing the equivalent?
We're both fruit. Apples and oranges are both fruit.
That's it. And
you can't grow them on the same tree.
If there's an apple, then you can guarantee there's always going to be a banana.
But they're not. and then a herb is a fruit.
Well, true.
Now things are getting really out of control. It's great. So everything's going to become one.
Well, multi-fruit.
The
whole concept of the multi-fruit, Custard apples. You think custard apples were just not a custom fruit?
Do you think
like whoever set this up said, "Hey, I want a fucking fruit that has like these little fucking black things in them, but it tastes like an apple which is mixed with custard." I mean, if you had to pick something and you had to customize a fruit, and you're already aware of what custard was and how custard was made, and obviously the flavor of an apple, and then joining those two together and then having this fruit which has that exact flavor.
Here's the thing. I think that I don't think it's actually called a custard apple. I think that's like
that's the name that was given to it because it's obviously tasted like it. But who knows? What was the name of that fruit prior to being called a custard apple? Was there a wild name or
the native name of the
custard apple
we now call custard apple?
Have a definite genus name, because they love.
Well,
back then they loved, with the flora and the fauna, they loved giving them names. It seems like the naming ceremony was the most important, because when you named them, then you could keep count of them. When they had a certain name, then you could keep count of them.
That's it. It's interesting. So there are actually three things. There's actually an African custard apple,
Like
a
it was imported. It's not.
South
I don't think it's native to
American
Australia.
custard
Yeah.
apple.
Yep.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not as native to
And
Australia. It was an import.
a small deciduous.
Because it had wild raspberries and wild strawberry. They're native.
Can you show me?
Bro.
No,
Latest game.
Bungle.
Bungle. Bungle. Bungle Meister. Mr. Bungle. Said to him he should start streaming his content. Like while he's playing. He gets into some of those characters, but like even I'm sitting there laughing my head off going, what the fuck?
Wow. Oh wow. Okay.
Handle.
So this is like the okay. It's brown or
There it
yellowish
is.
with red highlights.
Hang on. Pause for a sec. Be back
Overlapping
shortly.
scales or knobby warps. This is the one. Terrible. Yeah. I thought it was South American. Rather from South America in Spanish, but what does it go? What's it actually called? Oh, freaking Spanish takeover name. Sure, I don't know. I'm not even. I'm so saying that wrong. People are like beating me with sticks at the moment. I have no doubt. That's the one.
I'd be asking for the botanical name.
No, it's called a. Let's see if it can speak the
So normally the
word.
botanical name would either be the interpretation of the person that
So
found it.
Shiramoya. Shiramoya. I don't know. That's not.
Chamoya.
That's the Spanish. And I'm sure it is not how you say it in Spanish
That was a
at
good
all.
go.
Was it?
Well, a go is a
Is
go.
it?
Like you sort of take it from the language
No,
you've
fair enough.
got.
No, I hear.
You know. I mean, if anything, throw it through the Google so you get a translation of it. You know what I mean? So Google will give you its interpretation. So
I just need to get it out of that software. If I put it over here, I can now translate. I can do a translate. Chirimoya. You know, it was in French. Why is it French? It should be Spanish. Chirimoya. Chirimoya. Chiri.
Chirimoya.
So chiri is very chiri.
Chirimoya.
Chirimoya. Moya. So I think it's actually possibly the more likely the South American name, or very much an influence as opposed to the Spanish name. It sounds that doesn't sound Spanish. I mean, maybe it is. Don't get me wrong.
Sounds a bit more sort of
Chirimoya sounds like a native.
South American more than anything.
It totally sounds South American.
South American, I'll be wanting to dig a cobalt mine around Chirimoya.
Chirimoya.
Find the good stuff.
Ah, now that area of the world, it was totally into engineering plants.
Lots of magnesium.
Oh, probably, yeah. I'd say.
byproduct.
Awesome.
Byproduct of mining a certain other substance was the leftover magnesiums.
Where do you get the?
I don't know. Just it just came into my head. It could be real, could be not. You know? Drunken delusions, man. Sometimes it brings
Okay.
out the crazy. Got to get a bit of crazy to get sometimes a bit of sanity.
Well, look forward to
Magnesium
look back.
miners. That's it.
Look forwards to look backwards.
Mm.
You know.
Which elements were most important?
Well, because you make a viable culture.
And which elements are missing? What's been added and what's missing? Got a lot more of these other subatomic particles and everything else, but what about the ones that we started with? Why was there
That's what I'm saying.
suddenly
Trying to say.
why are they all included from both the old and the new, all put in there and given their little
But why? No. So
measurements and their places? So we got everything well understood.
the simple question is, in if we had a societal breakdown or whatever, you know, like
That's it.
and so everything sort of rotted away, when a future civilization springs up,
Yep.
like we don't die off. We just like get simplified and
More
we
than
move forward and
likely.
stuff.
I mean, we got to this
But
position.
would
Seriously, Si. I mean, as a
but
society and as a
hang on,
as a whole, we got
but
to
would
this
that
position
society
again. You know, we
would that
may
society be able
not
to
be the
build it
most
on
perfect thing, but
iron?
we're working, aren't we?
No, but would it be able to build itself on steel and iron? Would a future, like if we went through a societal collapse, we go back to sort of being,
Yep.
no, not like techno
Bit
primitive,
primitive, but just basic,
yeah,
basic.
not like ridiculous, just
Because
basic.
obviously you'd still have people that might have had a bit of
And
a
we
semblance
rebuild,
of
we rebuild,
intelligence and know how to rebuild shit.
and so
That's
it's
it.
like in
Yeah.
and so but all the cities have rotted away and shit. Future time.
Back to a sort
Like,
of more techno
can that
tribal,
civilization,
maybe. I'd like to think of it as that.
can
To
that
retain
people,
tech and then still have that techno tribal sort of thing going on.
but could they make like,
Hardened
would they
facilities
be
where
able to
the
build a
sun just
civilization
couldn't,
built around steel
whip us with a cosmic fucking
and iron,
discharge,
whatever,
giant
coal?
black spot on it, and suddenly propel this huge, what are they called? Gravitational sun whip or whatever. Universe, man. How many parts are to it? A lot of parts in there. The quest for doing everything and being everything. Gotta have a silent. Oh, you're blanking a bit. See how it comes out. Seems.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's cool. Still glitches going on in the system.
That's good. I was hoping.
We'll hope they come out in the final print. Don't worry, you'll see it in all its glory. I mean, I know people who are probably watching and commenting. Had a couple of visitors. Otherwise, it's been
Really?
just you and me. Just you and me having a chat. Because real talk is truly cheap. Shouldn't cost anything. Like, my time is worth something, but when you're having a real cheap talk, then it should cost nothing. It should always be. I'd like to thank our sponsor once again, Mr. Finch. Got us thinking, had our thinking caps on. And that's what the cheap is about. Like, it's not just one thing. It's AF exactly. AF. As Vicaris.
coming together. It's like a fluffernutter.
The Tephanists. Isn't it?
It really is a
Semo
fluffernutter.
Tephanists. You know, we use that old man. What do they call it? When you're losing your mind, you
What's
know,
a fluffernutter?
he's a man, but he's old, but his memory's failing, so it does become a fluffernutter, and it's something you can spread on bread, and you don't want to be the recipient of the soggiest sayo ever, because when they call it, if it yells from your stomach, then you could be all over. What am I even talking about?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that
Fluffernutter was good though. Like sugar wise, it was on another level. Like it gave me sort of like
sugars and
this
fats
full
together at
on,
last was
full on
incredible.
fucking crazy thoughts and a cracking headache. It was like drinking.
It was like
Like the
drinking.
sugar rush was like having full on Coke or Pepsi or whatever cola flavor injection plus the sugar rush. And that's what fluffernutter was. It was like a brain hemorrhage almost. Like if you couldn't handle the sugar, like if your liver or your other organs that handle the processing of sugar, if you were hitting that fluffernutter for anything more than 6 months, you'd be dead meat.
What was your breakfast?
You'd be dead meat. You know, dead person walking. You know, you start smashing that fluffernutter down 6 months or more. Like it would just wreck you. Where would your natural energy reserves be other than the fluffernutter? You know what I
You
mean?
would be.
You'd
You
be
would
like
be
10,000 calories in the morning. Get up, spread
a minimum
10,000
requirement.
calories on the fucking, you know, your piece of bread. You're already done 3 days requirement in one piece of bread.
Because because it wouldn't fill you up. Like you'd have to have like two or three
There's no
sandwiches.
consistency to it. It's just liquid energy. That's all it is. You'd be shitting like through the eye of a needle.
On like Wonder Bread. So you get like Wonder Bread
You might as well
with
sprinkle
like
on fucking you know
with like
candy fucking pieces or whatever. You know,
what's
big chunks of chocolate. Add big chunks of chocolate just for the extra fucking sugar rush.
no, well now what you get is like a peanut butter that had like some kind of combo. Like would be
Hundreds
like
and
a paint
thousands sprinkles.
like a
Just
maybe like a peanut
hit it
butter
with the
with
hundreds
chocolate
and
chip.
thousands sprinkles. That's it. Fluffernutter plus the hundreds and thousands sprinkles. Like thick.
Thick,
So you're
thick.
like thick
Oh,
hundreds and just pushing it down with a spatula.
now, but
Yeah.
in terms of highs, right?
That would be like
I
Candy
think
Rush. Like if you're gonna do Candy Crush, that'd be Candy
uh,
Rush.
the peanut butter it just brings in this full fat base, right? Real nice. A bit of a salty edge if you want, but otherwise just this
Yeah,
peanut base, real strong.
you know.
Then you bring in the glucose,
This
sucrose
is bigger than
nightmare,
peanut.
which is the fluff. But
Fluffer.
I think like that's why I think like if you want to bring in another thing, but you want to bring in
Mm.
chocolate chips, so then you've got like the sort of energy source of like chocolate and glucose.
Well, it'd be like chicken nuggets in, you know, the chocolate thick shake. It'd be that good. And as long as it had plenty of salt on the chicken nugget,
What's this all
chicken
about
nugget,
now?
chocolate thick shake, bang in the gobber.
So you melt ice cream effectively, so
No,
you can
no, you
dip
just sort of
dip it, put
you
the dipping
use
ice cream.
ice cream thick
Mm,
shake as sauce for the
mm,
chicken McNugget.
mm, mm.
Bang. Did a couple of KFCs. I'm not feeling proud of myself. I've got to
Was it good? It must have been amazing.
oh, 10 packs. double timber.
10
20 nuggets, mate.
20
nuggets
nugget.
and
What?
a fucking
Hang on.
large thick shake, large chocolate thick shake. I'm telling you,
Oh, sorry.
it's
Where's
like
20?
it's candy food.
It-
It's
it-
candy food.
Did you just say how many? How many? Okay, how many thick shakes do you need for 20 nuggets? 2?
Just one. Just one, man.
One?
You don't be greedy. There's plenty there. You can cover the whole nugget with a a single large thick chocolate thick
$1.
shake. Yeah, that's it.
I suppose a large, yeah, like a 10 isn't that many.
Quality
Actually.
food.
Like a large.
Like it makes you really appreciate capitalism. I love capitalism. I can get my chicken McNuggets.
I realized
20 fucking chicken McNuggets.
now,
And a
Macca's
large
chicken
thick
McNuggets
shake
are absurd.
for under $20. Like,
You
that's
can get some deals on those
capitalism, man.
nuggets there.
That is
24
capitalism.
$12 for 24 nuggets. It's ridiculous.
I mean, why else would you do it? What else is the reason in life? I mean, if you're going to pay for it, you might as well pay for a professional. Now, if it's going to cost you $200 for a date, just pay for the date. You know what's expected. Boom. Happens. Happy days.
Oh, that old.
Yeah. No?
I reckon, like,
because it's been close to 2 years. So.
I reckon that's the future for most people.
Bit of celibacy.
Well, I don't know. It's interesting that we've been sold so hard for so many generations now, and this complete individualism, apparently, where you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's correct.
Which is like, there's just only so many, like, top 10 esports players of Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not an infinite supply of them. It doesn't.
Need to get that, wild frontier going again in the gaming, sort of. Are we here to play? Are we here to play the eternal Quake? Like,
I think we need a frontier.
Are we here to play the eternal Quake?
I would love a round of Quake 2 right now.
Well,
smash it. I reckon I would fully memory. I reckon I could fully memory map,
muscle memory,
play the
muscle
first
memory
2 or 3
plays.
levels. Before I'd make like, oh, that's right. Hang on. Isn't there something down here?
Health.
I played Quake 4, and basically I had to get through each level with no death, and wherever if I died, I'd restart at the beginning of the level.
Yeah.
And
sadness.
And then if I felt really unconvinced, I'd start. I did occasionally start back at the beginning of the game, but that was and cruising through a whole level on really hard, like just.
But that's a statement in what we were prepared to do back in those days, when we had,
every enemy.
our reactional skills and everything we needed to play those games, the initial, when they first came out. And they were like groundbreaking. It took what we wanted in virtual reality and it put it into just a flat screen,
When I watch actually somebody play Fortnite, the game is like cartoony, and the world physics and stuff are just absurd,
Yeah.
But
that's the way it's designed.
That's its game.
It's the thing. Yeah, it's the thing.
It's the thing. So, we're back. Here I am.
You're right. Doing those Fenty moves that everybody loves. Like,
but
when it comes to those people dialing in and checking out our feed, like it's just
people are just well, there's a lot of pieces of data that a good player is keeping track of, Because each of the weapons has potentially got its own ammo. And what stores of that you've got, and then things, and I like how in the modern version, as opposed to when I was playing it, there's a lot like and I was not good.
Sorry, I'm just laughing about the background. It's still the same the Church of the sub-brain subconscious backgrounds, but yeah, the eyes, man. When the AI is generating eyes, right? A lot of times when you do your thing, like characters' eyes,
Yep.
like either they're the same color or that one's one color and the other is another color, right? So either that does it really well and then they both have the same color. Otherwise, every other background character has like two different eyes, like different colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like you'll have either one or the one primary and then a secondary, which will have pretty much normally looking eyes. And then everybody else in the picture will be like weird.
For sure.
Yeah. Because it gets those two absolutely perfect and then I mean it's progression, isn't it? Think about it. The way it's thinking about how we look versus the interpretations of what we're requesting versus the I guess the feedback it's getting from either a positive or a negative response would either allow or disallow the creation or generation of that particular iteration of the image, but perhaps a change or whatever if there's a edit added to it. But man, the AI art is just it's I don't know the last 2 to 3 years it's just like smashed.
Mm.
And especially like like we were talking about last time,
Okay, no, look,
movie generation.
how's this?
Some of the
How's
AI
this?
movies that I've
So
sent to
no,
you on,
like
yeah,
DALI 3 comes out,
yeah,
right? Then, so this is we're in just in March, yeah, like
beginning
the 1st of
first of
March,
the
yeah,
firstage,
1st of
second
March, yeah,
second today, but
and by the 1st of
yeah,
March, we have had like DALI 3, then like Sora came out, and the same time like the new
massive
Gemini,
releases, yep, yeah, yeah.
Gemini
Gemini done
1.5, like
the refit,
with the full
retrofit,
memory
yeah,
assistance of memory, can do whole videos,
yep,
and
retrofit,
then like,
exactly.
and then just then, and then that last yesterday or whatever, out comes like from DeepMind, text to game.
Bang, bang,
Mm, mm,
exactly.
mm.
Make it so
Beginning,
easy
the
that it's
beginning,
just
very
basically
basic.
a concept
Mm,
and then do
mhm,
small games created,
mhm,
build
mm.
into larger game.
Yeah. Yeah.
How to
So,
build a universe, Si?
and like,
How do you build a universe? With our thoughts, we create the world.
mm,
Too true. And with wisdom, we make sure that everything works exactly the way it's supposed
wow.
to, even if it
I know what wisdom is.
seems random. Nothing's random, truthfully. Seems predestined, but it is random. How about that? Seems circular, but it might be flat.
Oh,
Because it's perspective. I mean, the higher you get, the better off you can, depending on your sphere of influence, of course.
yeah. Is it? I mean, I I am.
Coming up to the 2-hour mark, or 2 hours and
There's
9
been
minutes. So
there's
going well.
been
We're
no
doing.
there's been no time in history except kind of now, actually.
Yeah.
The humans, even with the lack of mass media or any kind of connection, like on the other sides of the world from each other, never having met,
Having that instant.
kind of knew that the Earth was not flat.
Yeah.
It's only quite recently, but for some reason,
But for some reason, it's gotten really flat all of a sudden.
or sometimes somehow
And
scientists
I
will
think
get people who told us that it was round.
I think it's all a matter of perspective, Si. Come on, we've talked
No,
about it,
if
and this is the whole, the talk is cheap thing. Like we get
you
it,
believe,
we got
if you
perspective.
believe,
All right, we see things, and
if you
we
believe the
see
Earth
it
is flat,
happening.
they
Either it's
experience it that way.
obvious or it's not obvious.
I have no doubt that they experience it that way. I don't know what would happen if you forced them to experience something that was like.
Well, it is whatever they want
They
it
wouldn't
to
believe
be.
it.
You
They wouldn't believe it.
Well,
So it
that's the
doesn't
whole
matter.
disbelief thing. It's like, oh, I'll fall back into my tiny little perspective of what
Yeah,
it
but like he took
is.
them to like Antarctica and
Gave them the proof and walked there and went, hey, look, there's no big donut. We don't live on top of a big toroid where there's a big hole that goes all the way through the earth, and there's an inner earth and an outer earth.
just
and
say you're tricking them. Like,
come on, man. Do you guys play Dungeons and Dragons or something? Are you believe in the inner and outer planes or something? Do you? Come on. Do you believe there's a prime material positive plane? Do you believe there's a prime material negative plane? Do you believe you're living inside a toroid of light that angels create? What is it? What is it you believe in? Believe in what you are. It's your interpretation of what you believe. Someone else's interpretation of what they believe. You can share your knowledge and you can be in the moment together, but truly all you're doing is experiencing your version of it. So your belief is only based on your version of it and what you see and what you interact with. It can either be heaven or it can be hell. So like when you walk around every day, Si, and people say, oh yeah, living the dream. How many times you hear living the fucking dream in a day, Si?
never.
You never hear it. Everywhere I
No.
walk in Queensland and every pub I go into, I'm living the dream.
What? Do you?
Yes. Continuously.
Do I maybe not interested? Maybe I don't speak to anyone. I don't know.
How's
No,
your
but
day
even if I
going?
go
What's
to a
happening?
client,
Yep, living the dream.
no,
Like,
I go to
right.
see clients. They don't say
Okay.
that, I suppose. I don't know. It's great.
I guess Sydney, they're not living the dream. We're always living the dream up
That's
here
it.
in Queensland, mate. That's the
It's a
thing.
Queensland thing. They're living the dream in
They
Queensland.
are
Of
living the
course they
dream.
are. Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
I can just,
beaches
that
everywhere. You go
sweaty
down the
fucking
Gold
dream. Bloody
Coast. You
get a
just like
rash, It's fucking
this
terrible.
plethora of absolute beauty.
Stuck in eternal roadworks.
What can you do? What can you do?
Fucking
Of course, you're
hopeless
living the
place.
fucking dream. You're looking out at the ocean. You're looking up at the sky.
Yeah, 45th
Every
floor of
2
some
out of 3
fucking
days, you're getting a fucking space
pinhole.
coke all
Bloody,
over you, mate.
yeah, just
Tell
dripping
ya.
down.
Dripping
Getting
down,
on the
just
beach.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Most barren, friggin' nasty bit of shit you've ever seen.
What are you talking
I
about?
tell you,
Alice? Talking about Alice?
no, Gold Coast, were we?
Oh, no. Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about, definitely.
That's what I was talking about too. I was talking about the same thing.
Retirement center, isn't that what they call it?
Just in the back, and anything that's facing away from it just looks horrific. Like there's no sense of like, I don't know, romantic. The
Hollywood
potential
Mark
for
II.
orbital
They just
architecture
tried
is
for a little
incredible.
Hollywood
Like we
Mark
just
II.
don't
It didn't
even
work.
need any of this
All you want
like,
to do is
it's on a
just chop
hill.
those signs down. They've already marked them for
Oh,
removal, like the whole
there should be this
GC and
bonfire.
yeah. Get some thermite on
There's a
that cunt.
bonfire. We
Yeah.
need we need a new
Chop a bit of
name. It
thermite
needs a
on that. That'll
rebranding.
burn it real quick.
When was the last time you even paid attention?
I keep swiping at it every time I drive
To
past
like
it. Like when I go from
to Hollywood.
from Brizzy down to the Gold Coast, I always swipe it on the way through. I was like, get the hell, get that fucker out of here. Like if it was gonna be anywhere, you'd want to put it up on a hill so you could see it. You know what I
The
mean?
Hollywood
Like
sign.
yeah, well the little GC lights thing that they made. That's what I call the Hollywood sign. Hollywood sign is that little in between Gold Coast and Brisbane. There's this little light set which cost them fucking 3 or 5 million or something, some bullshit number. Cost them 3 million for these fucking lights, and you drive past it so quick you don't even get to see what the fuck it is. Like unless you sort of pull off to the side of the road, you'd never know. But if they'd put it up higher somewhere, like on a hill, so that as you're driving through, you could see it and go, "Oh, look at the little lights, mate." You know, and you see something, and you go, "Oh, okay, this is a little split here between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. This is where it sort of crosses over the boundaries, the Gold Coastian boundaries of the soon-to-be Golden Triangle of Joy."
I think they need more tinsel.
They need a super city. They need a construction
No,
somewhere
it's
here.
about the sign, man. They need more
They need a
decorative.
construction
They need
here. It's in Logan, right side.
maybe lasers. Maybe
They
lasers.
need a huge one of their mega cities. You know the super tall ones. The first. You know how when
Like 50,
they first start. No,
75
I'm
stories.
no, more 75. I'm talking like 300-400 stories. This
Oh, okay,
huge big
no,
pyramid thing.
like
You
the
get the
pyramid thing.
pyramid
Yeah, okay,
going
cool.
on. You know,
Arcology going. Arcology mode.
next door to
Get the
it,
first fucking hive city
space station. Like the
on
first,
it.
you know,
No, that's the core of it. Is
up in
actually the launch
yeah,
tower.
they actually create it, right? They
That is
build it,
the launch tower, so it's that high up for like more optimum.
but they have the full launch pad down here on it in
It's a mass
Logan,
driver. That's what I would fucking mass driver.
straight up into
Logan
space.
becomes a mass driver, yeah, and then they just build a city, arcology off the
Every
sides of the
couple
mass
of hours,
driver.
just
It's like 500 stories high.
all this material gets sent up into space, building the jump
Yeah.
framework.
Just start sending parts of Earth up. And then what you've got up there is this thing, right? Like
Well,
a
we
net.
were thinking about it, like the whole.
What it does is like it eats the energy up,
Yeah,
and just turns it into like battery, stores it in a battery.
like a
So as it actually like
solid state sort of thing where it,
just absorbs it even more. Like it just sucks up all this energy. You can just drain it off with a plug, sort of thing. Ding.
harvesting the negative energy,
Massive kinetic energy.
the negative energies, output from the dark matter output from a collider system.
Ooh, this is interesting.
How about that?
Dark matter. We're going dark matter now.
Of course.
Okay.
We had to
That's what's going on.
get a bit of dark matter going on. I'm interested.
Well, did you see the big tank? The biggest water tank. It's like this horror story of if you wished it to be, But this thing is like the biggest tank of water we've ever made.
Yeah.
That we're aware of. Like, and it seems reasonable that it was.
Well, remember we got artesian
underground
basins underneath us, so that held a lot of water for a long time until we started sucking the aquifer up.
Yeah, now that could be the beginning of our underground cities or the evacuated aquifers. Might not be wise. What if they fill up again?
Yeah, true. And after this recent bout of cyclones, especially up north here, I'm sure all that water that's
little bit of a
been running,
drinkage.
water that's been running through those incredible systems which are there, flushing them out, flushing them, because it's, you know,
all to the middle.
yeah, all heads towards the fertile grounds where the delta, you know, finally spreads out to. The way the whole thing sort of works, you know, little cyclonic clusters that come through there. They're almost like nature's watering system, isn't it? I mean, sometimes it's a little bit too much in some areas, but you know, when you buy a lot of the really flat, you know, below the water level kind of levels, spaces, and expect to be flooded out.
Well,
Just yeah.
that's what it's
And
all
that's
about.
why if you were smart, you dig a few dams, dig a few holes
With the
before it
catchings.
comes through, and then catch it, and then that's your water catchings for when you're, you know, you have more drier times. Trying to channel that energy, you know,
Oh, channeling.
channeling it.
Nice.
I was doing a bit of channeling this afternoon because I was down the coast reminiscing down Tweed Coast, you know, Mr. Tweed Heads and all, you know, Mr. 305 Tweed Heads. Getting my channeling on,
Industrial.
getting with the locals, letting them remember that
Industrial
there's a,
hive city.
yeah, you're not forgotten just because I'm a
Mass driver.
you know,
Yep. I love
mass
it.
driving Brisbaneite,
Logan.
Logan
How many
Central.
people? It's just like a. So this city has like got like 2 million people in it or something.
True.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, 300,
500 stories.
yeah, three to 500 stories, depending on what you want to add. And I mean,
That's
the
right.
pyramid principle, when you put those, space structures together, like, you know, how they've worked out how to make huge coverings and stuff, like, as soon as you figure out a way to interlock all those together, some sort of nanite fibering to make it super strong, you know what I mean? And then obviously repairable. So if a building took damage, then it could go, all right, I need this much from my reserves, and it would just push up what it needed and then do the repairs.
Ah, yes.
Because you want your buildings to grow. You don't want it to
You do.
die. And most
That's
of the
it.
buildings that humans make at the moment,
I'm
they
dead.
they build them, and then once they build them, the life it it dies out of the building, and then it slowly
Well, because
crumbles
they're
down
built
to
out of
nothing.
dead things.
True.
They have no life. That's why we've got to keep propping them up. You know, they're like, and I mean this from the perspective of our beloved dad. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
if you have no life, it takes a life to give a life. Like,
It
so to give
does.
a house a life takes a life.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. You know, you're not like, you're not living in a house. You're like looking after a house.
Yeah. Well, pretty much like the land.
It's like thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom.
You're just here borrowing a bit of time off it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Truthfully, in the end. So you do. Borrow a bit of time off the land. Hey,
Mm.
land, a bit of dust. You mind if I just, spend an average human lifespan here for a bit? Yeah, sure, okay. You're not gonna hurt anybody, you're not gonna kill
No.
anybody? Nah, just gonna
Oh,
hang out and
no.
just, do the
Chill
thing,
out. Okay.
check out the things, see
Yep.
what's new, see what's
Mm.
old, see what's been recycled, because, we've got a bit of pre-knowledge when we come in sometimes. Sometimes you know nothing. Sometimes you go for the paupers option and get your mind wiped and stuff. But, other
Oh,
times you can
no.
afford to have a little bit of
Special.
previous knowledge.
Mm.
Mm.
Special unlocks at times.
Well,
Designed in the game.
depends on what kind of cheat
Ugh.
code you want to pay for, right? And
I
who's
see.
the administrator, who's administrating them,
Mm.
and whether you got special friends on the other side. Because I
Do you
always
think
tell
do you
old
think that
people.
do you
I
think the
tell old people now
conspiracy
because I'm getting older myself. Like I'm
runs
56, right?
over and
Four
above
years from
reality?
60, right? Yeah, let's get IRL.
Mm.
Anyone who looks older than me, I always say, hey, When you get to the other side to the waiting room, tell them Orion sent you, and the first drink's on me. So I'm expecting when I get to the waiting room, I'm gonna have like a fucking hell of a bill when I get there, and they're gonna go, "Hey, oh, you're Orion." Jesus, man. Hang on. It's just you owe 9 billion souls. Do you know that? And I'm like, do I?
9.
That'd be a lot to
Is that
pay
how many
for.
you're going to
That'd be a lot
collect?
to pay for, wouldn't it?
Well, that's getting you're getting, what
If
way,
you
what
were
way
going to
would you
pay
collect
for a
the
first
souls?
drinks, well, you're not
Would you go
collecting
in the
anything.
Slanesh style?
They're just getting to the waiting room. They're ordering a drink. I mean, if you've ever been to the waiting room, the first drink's always free.
Could Orion talk to
The
9
first,
billion
the
people?
first drink's always free in the waiting room. So it wouldn't be 9 billion souls because they're already there.
Oh,
First
true.
drink's always free.
Well, that's a nice place. I mean,
That's it.
that's certainly not the Northern Territory
But they
because
know Orion because these
they'd be
people keep
breaching the
turning up
flaw
going,
and
"Hey, Orion sent me,"
inciting
and then they get the free
consumption.
drink, and they're like, I bet you the bartenders there laugh a lot. They're like, "Here, man, here's your first drink." Man, that Orion's a character.
This is like you've
They
got
know
this
they know
special
that I've got the
influence
they
purgatory.
know that the first drink's free. First whatever's free. Whatever you choose. It's free.
But you're sponsoring a free thing.
Well, it was free to begin with.
That's it. So you're sponsoring this thing.
It's like it's
You're
like
getting
it's
cred. Getting cred for like
the difference between
you're white labeling.
76 virgins and 3,000 space virgins, your own spaceship and fucking 10 planets to populate. I mean, what do you want? You know?
Well, you want a few
In
thousand
your
years to
afterlife,
live
what
to
do
do
you
that.
want?
Oh,
What do you
I
choose?
see.
Yeah. You get to that age, so, and you sort of, question things. You have
What is
to.
this? Do you?
My old man
What?
wanted space, and I hope he got space. I really do. Whenever he left his mortal coil behind and he decided to pass on and do his you know, afterlife experience, I hope he did get space and he got to explore some space.
Oh, did he want to go orbital and he want to get out there
He
and
wanted to
venture
be
into?
out there.
Oh,
He was
okay.
talking the whole probability theory and the unified theories, and definitely a thinker, the old man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would like space. I mean, yeah, if he wanted to, I
It
suppose.
would have
That's
been
a
rewarding to him, I think.
it's interesting.
Whereas
I mean,
mum was more constellation. She was a
she
bit more,
what
you know.
wanted to be a
My mum was a
constellation.
bit more out there. She was sort of like the constellations.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
She came from the Seven Sisters type
See,
thing.
me, I sort of stared further out and I saw the static and I was like, nah, that's where I'm from. I'm out
The
there. That's
static.
the static's where I come from. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's it.
I don't know why I'm here in this solid light, but I want to get back out
It's
to
a bit
that
weird.
static and shit. Because I've had some fun in here, but
Mm.
it's been good, and that's sort of where I want to be out there, where where it's sort of milky, where the black becomes white, but the white becomes black, and it's like this milkiness. That's where you really want to be, where you started from, right out there. beyond the static. That's amazing. Like, even with infrared, you look out there with infrared, like,
Yeah.
it's it's so much different from what we see visibly, and you truly start to understand the principle of the soup, like what the ancients talked about coming from the soup.
Wow.
Like it interlocks, Si. Like it has to.
The soup.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
primordial soup wasn't here. The primordial soup was outside. It was added to here. So what here is what the soup became after it became here.
Yeah, okay.
Because this is only the physical manifestation of what we are and what is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
This
it's the
is
experience
more
of
a
it.
reflection of the experience.
Mm.
Like the experience is levels above, and then the
So, yes.
unexperience is levels below.
Mm.
You know, to lose the trueness is to keep going down. To see the truthfulness is to be lighter than a feather, and to, you know, get away from your gravity, get away from your preconceptions. Well, come on, Si.
True. I mean, yeah.
We push boundaries, don't we? We have to. It's part of the cheapness. What's the point of being cheap if you can't just push, push, push?
I think the thing is I've got to like get good at sitting still.
Calm.
Mm.
Finding the comfortable position to find the stillness.
Just hanging out, watching the thing. That's the thing.
You're
Just
doing
watching
this
the
full.
thing.
You're doing this full jitter backwards and forwards,
I know it's
which
quite
is
wild,
so
hey.
good,
And like,
so good.
I'm not.
It's trying
I'm
desperately
doing.
to capture
It's
you
like
and to
it's like
keep you in
well,
frame.
it's
Like,
it.
if there was music going on, which we should get some like computer music and stuff to just slow it in the background. I think,
The
you know,
poor thing.
having like this really low
Hang on.
audio track
I'll
going
stand
on.
up
I
for it.
think so. I got to
Not
work
fair.
on it,
That
right?
wasn't. That
So I
wasn't
haven't
fair.
played around with
He was
OBS
struggling
enough,
with me.
so I'm gonna put some extra channels in it. See what I can do. Have like this really low fucking subliminal, ultrasonic and subsonic sounds in the background. What do you reckon?
If we had like bird sounds slowed
Unlock the
down.
true potential of the sub geniuses out there, because I know there's plenty. Like, I think a
Well, if
lot
we
of
had
people
bird
just
sounds.
act dumb. Because if they truly showed their intelligence, others around them would just be dumbfounded. Put it that way.
I'm
I
trying to
think
think what kind of
everyone's true potential is to be a genius, but not a lot of people recognize it.
well, most people don't, just aren't allowed. Like, I don't think.
What, they're denied?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Totally, their parents, like straight up. Most
Oh, stop
parents,
doing this, stop doing that.
do not think. Well, no,
Hmm.
that is. Most parents do not think that that babies, when a child's born, it can communicate.
I think your child can communicate from the moment it locks eyes with you.
Oh no, they can't talk. Just baby
No,
like
no,
beep,
no,
beep,
no.
beep,
They
beep.
don't talk to you, but just from their expression and what they see from you, their reflection of you.
Within weeks, they are
Hmm.
forming the sounds,
Yep. Just
and
copying,
prior to that, they're doing
mimicking.
the things.
We are truly just mimics.
Their first words, like,
Hmm.
are related to objects, or within weeks, months,
Yep.
early months,
Mm-hmm.
2-3 months in max.
Yep.
Not
That's
like
why
6-8
teaching
months, like
early
people say.
and showing and
It's immediate.
guiding and having that happy face, the smiley face,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Things are good.
instant dopamine hits to the little tiny squid
Mm-hmm.
brain as it's absorbing information like a sponge.
Yeah, so I think, and they're just denied.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about stupid people here. You know, I remember, like, I don't know,
Well, it's a system.
it was just
It
like if
was
they were friends
it
of,
was
they're
created
friends of the monster.
to
They're monsters'
train
friends.
slaves, Si.
But
It
they were
wasn't
friends of
the
monsters.
system that we
This
have
lovely
isn't
guy and his
created
wife, remember?
to
He was a
promote
plumber,
promote
and it was a plumber
creative
and stuff, and
thought. Creative
they
thought
had
is
a little
snatched
boy.
and grabbed from society these days.
And
Yeah.
I went with Kerry one day.
The we'll refer to our Kerry monster as Creepin.
Mm.
Yep.
And it's like these
He is our Creepin.
creeping.
Yeah. I'm doing some creaking in the background, which is I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
So we went to
Creaking for
the
creeping.
plumber friends.
Yeah.
The plumber friend was lovely. Tyler friend. You know, I was at the front. My son was like able to play with like toys
Yep.
out in the front lawn.
Special.
So just sitting there like
Construction toys, like uh,
car-y things, car type things.
trucks and loaders and
Mm-mm.
stuff. Yep.
But small ones. They'll still pretty little.
Matchbox kind of
They could sit
trying
upright
to
and
paint a
stuff.
picture for our listeners, you know. We do, don't we? I'm always trying to
Front
paint a
yard.
picture. Yep.
Front yard. Um, just cars and things and little construction type things.
Hmm.
And so I was sitting out there and with a combination of like hand gestures, and children actually can get quite a big language.
Hmm. I think they
But
sign. Truthfully, I think we like secret sign before we learn to speak.
also we use a syllable. So kids will often just use the first syllable of things and can mean quite complex words with just a syllable, and they'll be quite quiet because they're
Yep.
shy about saying something and feeling like they get it wrong.
That's it.
We encourage that. You can observe that children actually have quite a fairly big lexicon from a
Pretty
very
much.
young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that like
Like
there's a lot of denial.
I don't
Like if we,
know whether it's like the previous generation, like say for instance my generation, which is X, um, each generation when we absorb information, right, from whether it's a egg carrying perspective or a seed delivering perspective, is that pretty good? Like egg and seed. Like I don't want to offend anybody, but egg and seed seems like a good analogy.
um,
Like as far as delivery systems go,
yeah, it's probably something. I wonder. It's interesting you ask. I wonder what it means.
because
We say egg.
I've heard a lot about the whole seeding thing, and then versus the homunculus
Is
egging
one of them
thing.
is one a randomizer? Is there RNG involved? Basically, is
Would
there
there be one which could, under certain circumstances, bring out the dragons?
There's a lot more of Mars to eat before they're sated.
They're going hard, the little green ones, I tell you. It's good. It's good. They're like incessantly hungry. When it comes to, you know, Nagas, ha! Then, you know, those little green dragons are incessantly hungry. They're like maggots tearing through meat. Let's put it that way.
Devouring the Martian crust.
All that rich irony goodness.
Mm. It's going to turn it into
Something.
it's all rust and oxidizes. Falls into the ground.
Well, with
It's
rust,
interesting.
what does that tell you about the planet Mars? Like, as far as you know, from our perspective, from a
It must have
earthly
had oxygen.
perspective, right?
Like it needs
It
some
would
kind of
have had
oxidizer.
oxygen and it would have had water.
Yeah, what's the
Something to
oxidizer?
create the oxidization, wouldn't it? So normally it's salt. Salt is the primary oxidizer here on this planet.
Hmm.
Without salt in our oceans, we'd be fucked.
Like a battery, like an electrolyte.
It is. It is. It is the Earth's battery. The
Wow,
salt
there you
level.
go.
There you go. And what happened with Mars is it ran out of fucking fuel. Ran out of battery.
Wow, a battery. And then it stopped.
And then this was the next closest, which had the
Wow.
what was
What about
required.
that? What about that? What about that?
There you
What
go.
if like the solid is like the cathode, the sort of the thing that's between whatever, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's not the cathode.
Pure surmising going on, if that means anything in a dictionary.
And then you've got like and then you've got the liquid
Surmising
sort of a
and
molten
major
core with the molten
assumptions going on,
surface.
of course, because no one truly knows because we weren't there.
We are here. I mean, that's a thing that's happening right now. I think like hmm. Yeah, it's not unreasonable that
Hmm.
the primary relationship is like the sort of the
The
magma core
bridge,
and the sort of and
the
the
bridge
liquid
between,
outer.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
if it gets too complex, the big spinning thing in the middle of the spheroid or the oblique spheroids, I mean, out of anything, it's the shield, the Earth shield, spinning metallic ball, and for us, and they've
Well,
come a
from a
long
battery.
way from when we just sort of thought about what was down there and we imagined it and we come up with some
From the
theories and
perspective of like
you know,
this is the
and then we
thing, it's
put
the
all these
positive.
we put all
It's
these
the positive
earthquake
side,
monitoring
and
systems down there, and then we
the water is the
calculated this
negative.
huge big, you know,
And so
the
electrons
density and the
travel
way it spins.
from the positive to the negative.
Hmm.
Hmm. When the positive
So
of
why do they connect when you're jump
firing
starting a
the water
car?
energy.
Why do they connect the negative to the body of the car and the positive to the positive on the car that needs to be started? Or no, sorry, on the car that's starting the other car. Why do they only use the negative or the positive when they're jump starting a car Why do they need to only jump positive to the positive, positive to the ground?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to figure out something. Like it's been
No,
a little
don't you have to go
a
neg,
quiz. It's been a
pos?
quiz that I've been
And
trying to think
it's
out in
about
my head.
who's got the
Like,
larger battery.
who's got the more amperage?
That's
Who's willing
it's
to
CCAs.
deliver the most voltage
Mm.
when it's required, or the most amperage when it's required?
It's the
Is
CCA, and who
amperage like
wins?
the amount of blood that flows into it? Like if you're going to put amps into something, it'd be the amount of blood you put into it.
Well, whatever the fluid is, it would
Mm.
be like the volume in a second, like in a measure of time. It would
That's
be
it. And how
it would be a higher,
how
more
many
volume
terabytes you were willing to deliver in a single
second or
instance? You know.
minute.
Yeah. How many
But it would,
terabytes would be required?
yeah.
It is a question that needs to be asked.
Well,
Coming up to the 3-hour mark.
I'm thinking through.
Been a good hang on. Sure. It's been an absolute plethora of the. Oh yeah, this one. It is subgenius. That's what it is. It's not quite mind control. It's sort of like a little mini thought tank shooting some ideas out there.
Yep.
Across the bow. Just a couple little rounds across the bow. Just so that there's a comprehension going on.
That's fun.
It is.
Okay.
Sigh.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So I do Mardi Gras today or tomorrow, whatever it is.
Today.
You're fucking
Early
wild.
pre-recording. I mean, we're gonna give it away. It's a slight pre-record, but it's live because we stream it live. And
well, this is streamed live. This is
it's live as far as we're concerned. It'll be live for you tomorrow, I guess, or yesterday, or the day after. Who knows when we did this? When was it?
Aren't you streaming
What
this live?
day is it? Can you please tell me?
I thought you were streaming this live.
What day is it?
Weren't you?
I think. Is it live? Or what day is it today? Hang on, check the clock.
Fuck. Did we? What are we doing? We're not doing a live.
Saturday, man. Saturday. I mean, what is it? It's like we're doing it at 2 in the morning because you got a busy day ahead of you. We've done like a.
I won't be up at 2 in the morning, my friend.
Hmm?
Right now, we will not be up at 2 in the morning.
Not be up at 2 in the morning streaming because we've got like less than 12 minutes to go. Sorry.
12.
Actually, hang on. Get that special effect ready. Because we've got to have the outro. That's the thing. But intro.
Oh, this isn't live.
Of course it's live. It's always live. You and I are talking right now. I mean, if it wasn't live,
here we are.
How would we not be talking to each other if it wasn't live?
Yeah, I don't know, hey.
Look, does anyone know what is live and what is not live? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, when you say it's this date and it's that date, and then it's this date but it's that date, like what time zone do you live in? I mean, don't we just live in world time? What happened to world
Yes.
time?
We just live. We're just having
You
just
know,
wherever you are.
is world time even a thing? Like,
Well, wherever you are, the sun
I
is at
mean,
a
isn't that
certain
your
point
time? Like
in
when the sun
relationship
comes
to
up,
you.
it's the
That's
morning.
mm,
When it's in the middle of the sky, well, that's the
mm,
midday.
mm,
When it goes away, well, that's the evening.
yeah. And then you have different ways of sleeping and so forth, and
Mm,
working and where you work and choosing that.
that's it.
Yeah, I don't think.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
sometimes
think that we will
you'll
disconnect the
work when the
measure of
light is
time.
there. The big light is there, you'll work. And then you'll work when the big light isn't there.
Mm, that's it.
Pretty easy. Like if we go back to that old way of being, that's what it is. When there's light, do what you need to do. When there isn't light, snuggle
Well,
together with a little fire and you try not to get eaten by the things that are bigger than you.
I, I think I've
And then
heard
you
that.
just, enjoy life.
I think I've heard
Get
like
out there and pick the
that there's been
berries. Eat
plenty
the
periods in
bugs.
history where we had 2 sleeps in a day,
Mm,
like an afternoon sleep and a late evening sleep, and there was
that's
like
it.
actually sort of
Woke up
nocturnal
and
humans
there
and
was even a time when we, you know, had the snooze, woke up, had the snooze, woke up, had the snooze, woke up. Like we had many snoozings. Whether or not the dreaming was being awake or the dreaming was being asleep. The in-between times. The
in between
dual
times.
the dual state between what is real and what is not.
Well, what is real exists with sort
The
of
vividly imagined versus the IRL, I guess.
without perception.
Yes, with our limited perceptions over our current situations.
Oh, I think what's real is what if you want to measure something's reality,
Yeah.
then measure if it requires humans. If it does, then it's
Ah.
probably not real.
I like that perspective. That's a
Yeah,
pretty good
that's
perspective.
that's what's real.
What's real is real to you
You know,
and you alone.
and that's why I say something like, for example, someone says a value, values and integrity, but then you look at
It
the way
is.
that bees.
Who's going to be most
No, but you look at
truthful?
the way that bees
Are
behave.
you going to be most truthful,
But
Si,
you look at the
or
ways that
is
bees
someone else going
behave,
to be most
and
truthful
they
to
can
you?
behave with integrity. It's not
Yeah,
some kind of value,
true.
like, or is it? Or are we implying that and there's a function actually of reality, and it's not like a personal value. It's just a function. Like the bees inhabit the same behavior.
Justification function.
Like, well,
Be
I don't know.
justified, else be not.
I mean, well, if integrity is a real thing, that means bees have integrity. You know, what,
That
and I think
would
do
mean
they?
bees have integrity.
If it's real,
Hmm.
like,
How would something so small, beating its wings so fast, be able to defeat gravity?
well, I don't think with
And
integrity.
not only that,
Well,
the
structural
bee
integrity,
itself,
definitely with integrity.
hmm, being able to see vivid colors in multi dimensions of frequency for such a small
Oh, and also
creature.
hearing, hearing the electrical
Understanding
frequency of flowers.
pheromones, like understanding
Oh,
smells and being able to follow
but
smells,
hearing like
knowing through patterns
the
of
electrical signal,
dance, through a little dance, exactly where
flower,
that flower is and that field of
mm,
flowers.
a field of flowers, and then when you get there, the individual flowers sing a different electrical note depending on whether they've already been serviced or not.
Correct.
So then they know which ones to go to.
Yep.
They don't
The
waste
ones
time.
that are full and the ones that are empty.
And then they are negatively charged, and they're positive.
Correct. They sing a little song to each other to say, "Hey, I'm good to go," or "I'm not."
That's it. And the pollen jumps across to them, just being off they go, and it changes the frequency of the flower. It's amazing.
Nature is a dance. Everything is a dance, Si. And we lost dancing. It took away dancing.
Yeah, I want to go dancing.
You're going to go dancing, brother. Today. Tomorrow. Yesterday. When did we drop this? Did we do it live? I think we're doing it live. I feel like it's live, Si. Is it live?
It's been live to me.
It's been pretty alive to me too, I'm telling you. This is like the 5th or 6th time I've done the less of me's. And you know what? The more you drink, the less inhibited you are. That's what happens. It breaks up that fat. It breaks up that fat in your brain.
The anus. The
and
anus gets loose. The body. Everything. You get this.
That's it. Relax your anus. You know, don't be so tight.
Loose.
You know, you're not underwater. There's no need to be watertight. You can let the gas out if you need to. You know, because it's important. It comes out both sides. It comes out, you know, a little burp, and you know, a little burp down below.
There we go.
I mean, the difference between the two breaths, and
so
I give you
that image. No, that image.
You know, you and I have both studied the worm genus, right? And it's got way more fucking DNA than we have, right?
Okay, sure, yeah.
And it just eats dirt. Okay, we got way less DNA than.
But it does cool stuff. It does cool stuff.
It eats rocks, Si. It eats fucking rocks. And then it shits out fucking dirt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what worms do.
Yeah.
Eat fucking rocks and everything else. Shit out dirt.
And they can self-replicate too. So if you know that, like, this is in that sort of thing, like about the cow and the grass, you know. So I'd say the
expansion
earthworm,
on the whole, you know, the grass
earthworm
evolved.
Is dirt.
The cow is actually grass because it only eats itself. Correct.
That's it. And same with the earthworm. The earthworm actually is dirt. It's the thing. So it actually was. So the process of rock becoming dirt. How's this? Okay, how's this? The process of rock becoming dirt
was it had to manifest
kind of consistent.
Yeah.
It became
the
so
worm
consistent
to
as a
create
process
it.
That it became this thing, and it was about burrowing.
The worm to make the thing.
This sort of so almost like the liquefaction of this sort of little rivulets through dirt.
The worm, man. The worm.
Made the fucking worm. Made the worm.
Yeah.
Chemicals.
But I'm just saying, what an incredible planet. Like, regardless of how you look at
made it.
And how it was formed and
made
created.
Worms to create rocks.
Smartest rocks I've ever met.
You're a pretty smart rock, man.
I think you're a pretty smart rock too, Si.
Yeah.
As far as rocks go, like, and if I was going to be sitting on the side of a cliff and just staring out into something for a few thousand years, I'd want to be sitting next to you as a rock. You know what I mean? Like, we'd want to be doing that rock experience together and just going, hey, dude.
Man.
Remember that time when we were these fleshy nubs of rocks? We went through all this shit just to become rocks again? You're like, I hope I'm a little bit better than that fleshy nub that got to crawl around on top of the rocks.
Yeah.
No, I hope I see past that that iteration and sort of, you know, ponder more of the universe rather than to be stressed out of whether I need to pay my taxes this year or not.
Yeah, man. No, you're right.
true. It's
The
true.
first thing I've got to make time for is myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, contrary to all that religion's ever told you, your being of what you are today and tomorrow and what you were yesterday is always going to be, I don't know, you trying to best yourself because you're in no other competition than with yourself.
Mm.
You're your worst enemy. You are the fears in your life. You are the things that,
I want to say, let's say that a different
won't
way,
let
though.
you
What's the
achieve
other
what you
way of
need to
saying that?
achieve, what you really truly want to do.
But when we say that, we're actually saying that in the language as if that's what we're doing.
But we're
So I know
not
how you
doing that.
explain.
I mean, that's a script
Oh,
that we're trying to break. So every time we put that language down, we're trying to do the complete opposite of what we were actually
what's
trying
the
to, achieve.
what's
Like,
the alt language?
yeah, the alt language.
What's the alt language? So instead of like the thing of like, we're our own worst enemy.
Hmm.
What's the
Be
what's the
your best
what's the
friend.
alt?
Be your own best friend.
Mm,
Love thyself more than you would love
then
another.
mm,
It's not egotistical to love yourself.
no, no.
Never always taught you that it
Mm,
is.
mm.
But you should love yourself the most.
Self is.
Hmm.
Mm.
You can't show love to another until you truly love yourself. Isn't that what they always say?
Oh yeah.
Well, then
That's why
love
I.
thyself
That's
more
why.
than
That's
you
why.
would love another.
That's why I lick my own toes.
It's the reason why I massage my own fucking shoulders. I love myself more than I would
But you
love
don't lick my
another.
toes.
Because no other would do it. My shoulders hurt, I massage them.
Mm.
Upgrade this phone. Hate doing it. One to the next, but the fingerprint sensor on this one's almost dead.
Mm. With my
Great.
phone, the charge port's like dodgy.
Hmm.
The screen protector's cracked.
Yep.
I've actually damaged the
I mean,
screen
it's done
underneath.
pretty
Like,
well for a personal. My
mm.
Nokia, what was it, Note 10 or whatever it was, or Note 9. For
Yeah, I've got like
what
a
it did, like it's been
iPhone 11.
adequate, gotta say. Been fairly
What's
adequate.
that? 2019, 20.
Hmm. I mean, the battery's not lasting a full. Oh, it sort of still is lasting a full day, which is thing. Tweak, tweak. But yes, you became extremely clear towards the end, which is good. Or
Good
we've
on
hit the 3 hour mark, so
2020, 2021,
that's it.
2022.
Oh, I'm gonna put in one of the squirrel generated AI generated pictures that I
A
with
squirrel.
Sydney squirrel, Sydney furry. Remember? I did the Sydney
Oh, they were
furry.
great.
They were fucking awesome. That series.
That was great.
I might even I'll go through them. I'll go through them because like as far as AI gen, it was good. It was
They were very good. They were very high quality.
they were like and good drop. I mean, because it said I couldn't do human pictures. So then as soon as I changed the thing to furry, then it was just bang, 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 and I was like, oh yep, gold, some gold. It's almost like the modern day version of the crypto mining. When they drop we'll give you X amount of ether for this particular AI image that was dropped at a certain time, and place, and as long as it's got the stamping and geotag referencings.
It's interesting.
Throw a whole new sphere into it, Si.
Oh, look, I sort of worked with somebody and they were just tripping balls on, in a good way,
Doge is dead.
on how many,
Oh
like
no, not
on
poor Doge.
what happened?
What?
What happened to Doge?
I heard a rumor. I hope it's just a vicious rumor, you know. Half the time, that's all I fucking hear is vicious rumors. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, someone
So
said
it's the
Doge was dead, like it had a big crash. But I mean, like anything, it's bread and butter in it. Depends on which time which side it falls on. It's like
or even if you're paying attention.
Pavlov's cat, with a buttered bread on one side and fucking, the claws on the other side, and throw it towards the ground, which is going to hit. Well, probability says that cat always lands on its feet, and a
That's
buttered
Shibu, but that's
bread
Shibu.
always lands on the butter. So you're going to suddenly create some sort of infinite fucking force from a piece of bread buttered on the back of a cat.
Well,
Best video ever. I'm sure if you search it, you'll find something. Find something if you're looking.
wow,
So we've gone the Sydney Furries is like happening in the background.
nice.
Yeah. You'll like it during the edit.
Yeah, I am.
It'll work. It'll work during the edit. It's just been a slow progression, but yeah.
I wonder. It's interesting. Like having ears. Like I think like being trans and having like ears, like it's like as a transhuman
Yeah. Yeah, it's
state,
when I mean trans is like people are getting it
and
confused, right? Because I'm thinking more with trans. Trans is more like um what do they
like
call it? There's a
like it could be a gaseous cloud if as long as you've got like awareness and the
yeah,
ability to communicate.
that's it.
Like
Shiny
yeah,
bubbles inside you.
yeah, that's it. Trans. That's transhuman. You convert
That's it.
yourself to that.
Yeah, pure energy.
Yeah.
Energy plasma cloud.
Nice.
Hmm. There we go. Labeled. You're welcome. Free. Cheap
Free.
as. It's cheap.
Yeah,
It's
cheap
real
as you've
talk
been
and
in a
it's
plasma
always
cloud.
cheap. Yeah, yeah. Welcome
Human,
to
you're
the
still
plasma
human.
cloud. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Beyond. Beyond the fuzz of the universe. Beyond the yeah.
It's where reality's the fly screen.
It is. It is. It
And
allow
you look through it.
it's
You
a
look through the
bird
fly screen.
cage, but it depends on how, effectively you can thread the needle.
Wow.
Yep. It's happening. Very central. Big day yesterday, tomorrow, today.
I wonder what color the furry flag ends up being
I reckon it'll
when
be
it gets added.
multi-dimensional. We've got to look. We've got
And
to look it
no,
towards
and
the
it'll be
future. It has
there's
to
gonna
be
be like a thing for like
multi-dimensional, right?
if you want to make out with Iron Man,
Hmm.
you
If
know,
that's the goal.
then like full like that's a thing, right? There's gonna be like a whole you watch. Fucking kid you not. I swear there will be we will we we will have people living in costume
Yeah.
and
It's
attending to each other
happening,
as if
Si. Don't
I
don't don't
know
say it's not. It's not going to happen. It's already
I know
happening. All
I
right.
know it's already
It's
happening, but people
fairy
don't realize that
invasion.
actually I know it's fucking
We're
totally
we're
there.
just. The timing
It's
is
on
almost
the
perfect.
poses,
The
and you watch the
timing is
Swifties.
almost fucking perfect.
The Swifties are going to be the first like full political poser group. It's great.
Yep.
They're all about to go 18. There's going to be like zillions of them,
Absolutely.
and they're fucking angry as at their
Of
useless
course.
everything. Yeah.
Someone's going to pay. I reckon it's going to be
Yeah.
that fucking potato and sausage on a cross. That's what's going to pay.
Potato, the whole potato and sausage is
Of
fucking.
course.
The, if potato and sausage can end up on the beach
That
with
potato and
on a sun
sausage
lounge,
on a
then that's
wooden
a
cross, I tell you. Well, a wooden. Sorry, my apologies. On a wooden
Woden.
cross. On a wooden cross.
We're getting real fucking beastly.
Mate, real talk is cheap, Si.
I
It's
love it.
always
I love
been
it.
cheap. It's ever
Woden.
cheap.
No. What is a Woden?
What is a Woden? Is it a Wednesday?
Hang on, no.
I always get paid on a Wednesday.
No,
I'm
it's a
like,
thing. No, it's a cooler thing. It's a building material, isn't it?
it's a
What
stacking
is
material that is
Woden?
earthquake proof. How about that? I'll drop that. I won't even think of it. That's just out of the ether. It's an earthquake proof brick. It's called a Woden.
Oh, Odin, also known as Odin, built with the gods, supreme god, built with the supreme god, man. Don't even like what were you saying was going to be built out of the
Capping.
supreme god?
It's capping. It's true capping.
There you go.
Brings them all together. Everyone's on the carousel. Enjoy it. Love it. Live it. Leave it. Either be part of the dream or be not part of the dream.
No. I gotta actually make my own space. I actually have the strength to walk my own self. I've got to suffer to make the time. Whole thing about not. Wow.
I was sad to hear that the options available for how can I say this without a banner on the bottom? Yabba Dabba Doo. Is that like a Yabba Dabba Doo? That's what Flintstone used to say when work was finished. When work was done, he'd say Yabba Dabba Doo, right?
Oh, I see. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. When he
Yeah.
was happy or finished.
Yeah. That's it. They pull the bird's tail. It
Oh, yeah,
squawks.
totally.
It's like ready to go. They're
Yep.
heading home. You know, bird's the word. Pulls.
Bird is the word.
Pulls
Fred
the
Flintstone
fucking
starts doing
birds.
bird is the
Pull the
word.
birds.
Bird,
Bird's the
bird.
word.
Bird
Time
is
to
the
go
word.
home to you know, it's Dino and Pebbles and
Starts like chewing on giant
was it,
dinosaur legs.
yeah, Wilma time. Get home. Deal with
Start playing
the
Dead
animals and the children. Get to Wilma. No, you'd be doing Wilma, but you'd be thinking about Betty.
but poor old Barney wasn't. He just
Poor
didn't
Barney,
get.
man. Poor
Nah,
Barney, man.
poor
Poor
Barney.
Barney. Like, I mean, I love the
I don't
character,
know.
but
Look, I mean,
you
sure.
know,
I mean, I'm a Barney. Like whatever.
old Fred was
That's
getting the goods, wasn't he? He was
it was.
getting the.
And sort of Barney's kind of like in that way. Like Barney's like he's smart and has like some ideas and
He did. Like, he was clever. He was like the in fact, if you think about it, Barney was the 99 to the 86 that Fred was.
That's it. That's
He
it.
was.
There you
He
go.
was. I mean,
And this is
people
the
won't want to admit that, but I think Barney was the 99. You know, as far as getting smart, getting mad smart,
yeah, sure.
Barney was actually the 99 to Fred's 86.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Hmm.
I see that.
And that's just, you know, my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I try to keep critical judgment about it. I mean, it's just art. It's art. It was done well, and for that particular time frame,
Yeah.
you know, it taught us a lot. Like, Fred was such an idiot, wasn't he? And even
I
though
don't know.
Barney was stupid, he was comedy, you know, bit part stupid. He was like the Abbott to the Costello.
Yeah, he's the thing that sort of like
Yeah,
had his
yeah,
little feet running
yeah,
really
yeah.
bit too quickly to catch
True,
up.
true.
You
Yeah, 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 yeah.
know, that sort of
He
Abbott
did
and
his
Costello.
bit,
Totally.
but that
He's
was
an Abbott and
basically
Costello.
all he
It's
could do.
exactly.
He couldn't do
No, you
more
nailed
than
it. Nailed it.
Fred, and
Nailed it.
Fred was such a
That's
lazy
Abbott and
cunt.
Abbott.
He was
No,
like
Abbott and
the
Costello.
Fred was the equivalent of what our modern day would call, you know, like Family Guy.
Oh,
Now, seriously,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
imagine,
Okay.
you know, teleporting through time. Family Guy is an exact replica of Flintstones. I'll put
But
that down there.
who's
It's Flintstones
who's Barney?
slash fucking dinosaurs.
They got rid
Not
of
the
Barney.
mama. That's what it is, and that's what you know. If you intermingle it all together,
No, but they got rid of
hmm,
the Barney character. They
in the
just
new one,
focused on they focused no on
what
all of them.
Betty became a widow, and she sort of started hooking up with
No,
Fred. Is that a Rule 34
no, they
something?
just don't. No, they just don't exist. It's
Would I
just Fred and Wilma.
would I
That's all it
rule
is.
would I
Like
Rule
they
34
got
that
rid
one?
of the
Yeah.
sidekick.
Oh,
The
that's a
sidekick
bummer.
got. When you think about all the modern versions, like you're right about what they are, but they don't
Hmm.
actually have the.
Truth teller he gets knocked. He gets
Yeah,
yelled pop pop pop.
yeah,
You don't want to tell the truth. You want to tell sort of half truths and quarter truths and eighth
yeah.
truths and 16th truths and 32th truths. You know, be a real wizard of the words and
The
encapsulated in
Fred
some
way.
sort of, you know, stupid yet sometimes maybe dipping into where the
Oh.
nuggets are. Tell me when you see the numbers, Si. If you ever
Oh.
see the numbers, you need to tell me immediately because there's people that need to know about the numbers.
Oh.
I've been told that
Okay.
if you ever see the numbers like the Matrix numbers, just let me know. I think there's a reward. There's
Well,
there's a reward for people who can see the numbers. Apparently, it's quite a big payout. Hang on, I'm going to make less of myself, so I'm going to be silent for a bit. Because we've done 3 hours and change. It's okay, I'm still good. How are you going? You alright?
I'm gonna go to bed soon. I think just to be
You
sensible.
to be sensible. Should I roll
Yeah.
credits? 'Cause I can do that now. Start
Oh.
winding down because I know I'm sorry it's late for you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
It's
being
good. I'm just
today,
getting to bed now.
yesterday, and
So.
tomorrow all simultaneously.
Oh.
Is it live? That's what you got to ask yourself. Is it live? Like if I was going to do a live, then I was going to watch it later while I was streaming it live, or I was doing it live the next day, or I did it yesterday before we even did it today.
Oh.
Would it be live? What is live? Were you there to see it? Were you watching it? Well, then for you, it was live.
Yeah, well,
We
yeah.
were both
Whenever
here.
that
We
happened.
saw it live. We were live with
What
you.
about
But,
you?
were you live with us? That's the question. It's not whether or not it was live. It's whether we were live with you at the time that it was live.
Well, that'll all depend.
Hmm. But I can tell you, Si, you've cleared right up, and I'm quite impressed with the quality right now. I'm very impressed with the quality. I'll do one more pitch change because I need to include the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna do the meat and potatoes on the way out
Yeah.
because we've done
Oh,
3 hours and 20 minutes. I'd like to get to 3 hours and 33 minutes and 33 seconds, but
oh yeah.
timing on
Like
these things is either not important or it's very important. Because when you're looking at the numbers, I mean, what kind of numbers are you looking at? Is it numbers 23:7, verse 7? Or is it, the lottery numbers? Or is it the next nail sausage to a potato cross that comes up?
I think that as soon as you do that, you're
Yep.
just adding artifice.
Artemis.
Artifice.
Artifice.
Yeah, like it's sort of like, what is it then that we like, it's a little
Are we here?
embellishment. It's like a little,
Are
it's
you
like
the
peeing.
sausage? Do they need to eat the bun? You know?
Well, you
Is
can
there
swap
gonna
it out
be
for
any
lettuce,
if is
but
is there
but if you take the cheese off, you're still paying the same
I
amount.
do
So
love the
fuck
lettuce
you.
joke, seriously. That is like when it's calling it, like can we call it? And
I
then
I
the lettuce comes up.
I
Like Eris, I
I,
don't give a fuck. Like
I, I get the lettuce.
seriously. Like
I get
as
the lettuce.
far as the lettuce joke goes, like it's the modern day version would have to be the soggy sayo.
I get the
Like
lettuce.
I'm fucking I'm
I actually
calling
accepted the lettuce.
it.
I got
Cries
a
out.
lettuce burger the other day, man. It was so good. I was so happy. I didn't know how to express my happiness.
Ah. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about comedy. Like, as far as they go, like, out of all the gods, the Egyptians had the most funniest stories. Like, absolute, absolute funniest stories. And worthy. And their whole culture was based on everything upside down. Like, the heavens was the wife, and the earth was the husband, and the heavens was continuously trying to jump on the husband's big, erect obelisks everywhere, and you know, it was a magnificent universal cosmic dance going on, and it was incredible. And that's what I do like about
Wow.
their take on it.
It's very athletic.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that that's
Well, it's
it's got a
it's it's it's
real
it's not it's not a female dominance, but it's a female understanding of the. If you're gonna bounce, then you're gonna bounce. And the best place for it to bounce is when it's coming from above.
oh,
And
just like flying down
as
upon
the
you.
pharaoh, you're just sitting back and receiving. You know.
The the pharaoh.
Yeah.
A
And
representative,
how
like the
many did
living
Solomon have?
embodiment
He
of
had 1,000,
the
didn't he?
the
You had 300
Oh, well.
working wives, and then 700 concubines. I mean, as
I
far
mean,
as
I don't
wisdom,
know.
as
Some
far
of
as
these
wisdom
numbers,
goes, I mean, is that enough to keep a man distracted in his earthly pleasures?
like, I
Like when
don't
they
know that
give you
he.
numbers like that, a thousand potentials. I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to say 1,000 potentials, right? That's 2 years
Yes.
plus worth, Si. Like every night, something different for
Mm.
2+ years. So long as there was acceptance of it. And I mean, I guess if you're a wife, it would be expected. And if it was a concubine, then it would be accepted. Wouldn't it? Because, concubine means to be owned, and then a wife is to be, a crown upon thy head, as they would say in the old books,
I guess.
Them old books and stuff. Good way of finishing it out. What are we up to? I want to try and do that. Oh, we got 3 hours and 26 minutes.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
we're
wow.
we're
That's
we're only
interesting.
7 minutes out from a 3-3-3 combination.
Triple threes.
Mm.
Yeah, well, he
3
wants it.
hours and
He's going to
33
go for it.
minutes. It's
It's
like
a little special.
yeah. I'm like
He's
trying
going
to
to go for
time
it.
it well. Like,
Yeah.
got to remember what the output of the. You know what? I'm gonna just go. Hang on. No, at a certain point, I'm just gonna go for it and do the closing effects. And glad you cleared up. I'm still a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm still space ghost. I'm always gonna be space
Coast
ghost.
to coast.
Coast to coast, of course. Shining sea
Space ghost of the
from
most.
one coast to another.
The
That's it. Potato sausage master. He of the
key of the masters of the sausage and
he of
potato.
the sausage and potato
That which was sacrificed.
yeah. Yeah. And I love the spiky bindings. Like
That.
it was the what's what they call it when that's like perfection? Pièce de résistance. Is that French? Is that like pièce de résistance, the ultimate? You know,
It
pretty sure
is. Yeah. It's
it
like
is.
the.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's the
penultimate.
success.
It's penultimate success of what was required, above and beyond.
Of.
Above and beyond. I don't know. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. I'm
It is
trying to
above and
get
beyond.
those people that think about their mortal lives, as I do and you do, as we try to work our way through earning the time converted credits for our existence. Is that a good way of expressing it, Si? Time converted
Yeah. What we
units
need
of
to do.
facilitation. I think that's probably the ultimate way of saying it. Time converted units of facilitation. In our limited
How much?
earthly earthly DNA set hypermutated evolved way
Yeah. I
that
mean,
we are, nothing more than what we eat. And therefore that's what we are, just what we eat.
well, if the
And
the rock in the earthworm is actually just rock and dirt, it
ultimate
literally is. And
expression, it's
cows.
gained the
What are we?
most it's gained
What
the
is a human?
most oh, a human
I mean,
is
these
a
high level
human
creatures
is like
they eat all
a
the they eat all
ancient
the things.
ancient or intermediate space bearing worm. We are nothing more than a worm that wants to go to other planets. We've
What is that?
hyper
I saw the
evolved
Earth itself.
from the Earth eating itself to wanting to go and visit our
I
cousins
see.
that are just not too far away from us. We are the earthworms of planet Earth. I'm gonna roll the countdown.
Earthworms. Yeah, that's it.
Earthworms of planet Earth that want to,
Yeah.
seeking space, desperately seeking space. Hang on, I will
That'd
pull
be
up
a furry outfit, wouldn't it? Just go off like giant worms.
That would be cool. Alright, hang on. Hey, I got it right. Alright, here we go. There it goes, the countdown.
Get the 333 that you learned.
I'm hoping we do. What I'm gonna do. Leave it. Until we get to it. And I'm gonna stop. We're still chatting at the end of Cheep stream, so this is like the bonus conversation. This is like the outing and the ending. And see, we do a preing, which none of you get to hear. We do a little preing, which is our, IRL lives, our fucking, meager existences in this fucking multiplex and multiverse of fucking, points of view.
Massaging my leg.
Yeah, that's it, man. Living here in amongst it, doing what we need to do. Trying to be us. Trying to be everything. I don't know. What do you reckon, Si? Trying to be the everything without being the nothing. I don't want to go inside. I want to go out. I want to get past the static. We know the static's there. Alright? And we want to get past the static. We want to be more than the static. We want to be back where we came from. We want to be, back at that place. Pre-soup. Is that what they want to call it? Back at that place where we're pre-soup. Being the everything. Being part of the everything.
No, you want to go back to being a rock.
Well, the rock was the experience. Which direction you're heading into? The rock
Which
or
rock
the,
would you,
or
which
the,
rock
or
do you
the,
want
or
to be?
the
Do you
all
want to be
rocks?
like an amethyst or something like that, or more like sandstone?
I've always been like a smoky
Super hippie.
quartz. Like,
Smoky
when it
quartz,
comes to
there you go.
things, it's always been like that smoky quartz. And you know what? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're out.